Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show. I am that person who is MKT, and that feels good. It feels damn good. It's the second day of July. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling better than ever. I'm going to finish this week strong. The football's on. F1, rugby. So it's all coming back slowly. The NBA's, Chris Paul, they've done it. So some good stuff cooking. Some really, really good stuff cooking. After a rough day yesterday, we'll see how he's feeling today. Little bit of bullying accusations. He felt bullied. Perhaps he was bullied. Who knows? The truth is never quite what you want it to be. Yesterday, a really tough day in the trenches. But let's see how he's feeling today. And James Jimbo Erlingsley, ladies and gentlemen. Jimbo, your feelings on yesterday versus today?
Where do I start?
Take us into it.
I'm chilling. I don't like holding on to things.
Okay.
And here we are. It's I think it also helps that it's a Friday. It's the weekend. Life's good.
Sure. So yesterday, what did you do? Did you go home?
Cried a little bit. Stared at myself in the mirror and thought, "You're a disappointment, James."
To who?
Everyone. And then I thought, a rough day. I was trying to wing a whole sob story, but it stopped there for some reason. I couldn't think of anything else. But yeah, I'm good. Yesterday was rough.
Yeah.
But haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potate.
Let's turn it around. I mean, it's Friday.
There you go.
Try and finish strong. See if, we can turn your PR around. And also your personal feelings,
Exactly.
So yesterday, tough day. What did you, especially now that you can't smoke, how did you deal with the kind of post-show anxiety and you were alone yesterday at your home? So,
after doing some work, I think I had about 3 gin and tonics.
Oh, really? Just to wash away the anxiety.
Yeah, I cut a lemon and put that in the gin and tonics. And
really?
That was good stuff. Yeah, with ice. It was actually really nice.
You're becoming the
stuff.
You're becoming the big city guy who's just working too hard as to take the edge off.
Well, I was gonna get home and crack open a beer, but then I realized I had drank all the beer. I think this past weekend.
Okay.
And good old Cyril has closed all the bottle stores, so I can't buy any more beer. And it was between gin, brandy, vodka, and
how much booze do you have at your house?
Well, it's just all kind of collected over a period of time. So it was between those things.
Okay.
And I wasn't in the mood for vodka or brandy or anything. And I was like, what's a vibe and refreshing?
Yeah.
Good old gin.
Little gin tonic, or what do you do? The classic gin, a few ice blocks, lemon?
Gin, ice blocks, lemon, and then I've found a new tonic. Can't remember the name of it, but it's really good. It's like a citrus tonic.
Do you do the douchebag suburbsy Cape Town vibe where it's pink, or do you just go straight tonic?
I do like pink tonic. Pink tonic's good, but I can live without it. I'm not like I have to have pink tonic,
It's tough. I always think of gin as a sort of summer drink, I've never thought of it as like a chilling out drink. It's always like we're out in the sun, girls and guys around. We're at somebody has a pool. You got to have somebody with a pool for gin.
It is very refreshing. It is a summer thing.
You know what I mean? It's one of those you want to sip. It's not one of those like I don't know people who should get hammered on gin. It should be like I'm having 3 or 4 throughout the whole pool party.
Yeah. No, it's very good, and you can also put like cucumbers in, or
yes.
Yeah, I went to a
some
market.
Crushed mint.
Yeah, so we went to a market thing once,
Mm-hmm.
And Tanqueray was there. They had a whole stand, and you could like do all of these weird gin mixes with like cucumber, and there was like a strawberry thing, and like
Why don't you come on over, Tanqueray?
No, it's Valerie.
Oh.
That's Valerie.
That's a different song. That's embarrassing.
Sure.
Okay, so you're at the market, Tanqueray, blah, blah, blah. You could have all of it, huh?
Yeah.
And you did.
Most of it, yeah.
you had most of the Tanqueray.
I did have most of the Tanqueray, yes.
Yeah, I think, with everyone being sort of in lockdown now, I think that's probably what South Africans are looking forward to, is those that will be fortunate enough to have a job and be able to sort of afford it. September is about where it starts to get good in South Africa. Actually, September's a little later. We live in a warm country. Middle of August, it starts to get decent. But hey, spring day, 1st of September, sun's out, buns out, and then guys crack open the gin.
Yeah.
I would imagine that's like one point, like a positive point that people are looking forward to, you know? Like it's been a year, and where are we now? 7 months. So it was March. So let's give it sort of a year and a half of being miserable. I think this summer is going to be a blowout. Just like, okay, last year we'll do the lockdown thing.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. This year we'll let's talk about the lockdown thing. Now people are, we're done. We're done.
I think like people still have braais and not really pool parties, but like kids are swimming and it's a braai and people are there and drinking and whatever. I think people still do that and have done that, but like it's always been a thing in the back of everyone's head. Like, have you sanitized KC? And like it's always been a thing.
No, it's not a jaw. I don't go to a jaw to think.
Yeah, exactly. But COVID has always been on the back of everyone's mind. And I think like when it kind of leaves or when everything settles down, I think those like summer pool parties are going to be vibes.
I'm not sure South Africans are going to wait for it to settle down.
Probably not. No.
September, because listen, you've seen what's happened as soon as they reopen.
Yeah.
Right? Wide open, guys are at it. Cool. I'm all for that, by the way. Let's get back to it. But okay, whatever. There is nothing Cyril's going to do to stop, and it's not Cyril ultimately. There is nothing politicians are going to do in summer to stop people. It's just not going to happen. And more so in South Africa, it is not going to happen. Like, they'd better be ready for September. Like, you're going to have to roll out the army if you want to stop people. And even then, like,
South Africa loves drinking.
Just a jolt. Because life's hard here. Like, if you're not living like you and I live in the suburbs, I'd say 95% of South Africa has a hard life. Like, hard. You know, like, Oaks work in the mine. They have lower, even if they're in management, lower middle management, they got to catch a taxi for 4 hours a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, life's a grind in this country. It's not Sweden. You're not on a comfortable train, getting up and down. I think summer is going to be a blowout, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I don't dop anymore, but I still like to get out there. You know what I mean? Get in the mix, socialize.
Fun.
Yeah. Say, what's happening? How are you doing? What's news? So I'm looking forward to spring, dude.
Spring is going to be good.
Yeah, spring is going to be good. James, you'll be glad to know, and I know it's been occupying your mind. I'll be going for my first tests on Monday. Haven't exercised in 6 weeks at all.
Yeah, I was dying to know that information.
You were just wondering.
I was. It was plaguing my mind since we came out of isolation.
Well, now you can rest easy knowing that MKT is hopefully back at it within the next 2 weeks,
Well, that being said,
let's hear it.
I think gyms are closed at the moment. I think.
Yeah, I don't need a gym to run 20 Ks, I don't need any. I don't need anyone, actually, to do what I do. But I am going to have to go to the sports scientist. What if I have damaged lungs? What then?
Yeah, that is a very common thing, actually.
So, yeah, I'm going to go check it out this weekend, right? Massage tomorrow. And then Sunday, sports scientist. And if all's good, from Monday, we are back at it, baby. We're back in the game.
Yay.
We're back in the game.
Back in the game, boys.
We are back in the game. My schedule's changed a little bit. I'm in here sort of 5 a.m. now. Or 5:30, 5:45. I'm in here literally in the studio every single day. I'm on the Gareth Cliff show now. Back on it. So that's good fun. That's been fun.
it does sound like a fun time, but being here at 5 o'clock in the morning doesn't.
Is your nightmare just waking up and doing stuff? But it's a new generation. It is a new time because I don't find it ridiculous because my mother did it her whole life. Like up at 4, work until 11 at night, and put that on a rotator. Like for me, I'm not, because I'm not obsessed with work-life balance. Let's get out of here.
I think I could do it. I haven't done it since like high school. But I think the thing that's putting me off of it the most is like it's currently winter and it's cold and I don't want to get out of bed at 5 in the morning. But like if I started doing it because I needed to, like I'd get used to it and I wouldn't be too upset about it.
Fair enough. That's fair. You ever thought maybe you only have another 50 years to live? You should probably get out of bed, do stuff, or it doesn't really matter to you right now. You know, that's how I think about it. I hate wasting time. I sleep 8 hours, get up, let's get at it. I mean, I'm not any better than you. Some people might say, no, James is right.
I mean, I think I don't think it matters what time you're awake. Mm-hmm. I think if by the end of any day you can safely say to yourself that, like, I put in a good shift. Like, if you can say that and you only woke up at 9:30 and you still put in a solid shift and you can stamp your name on that day, then I don't think the time you wake up has to dictate how hard you work.
No, that's fair enough. I definitely cannot argue that. Eudaimonia, something James will educate us on in the future. He doesn't know it, but he's just described it. But he knows it so well that he's forgotten it. That is eudaimonia. So we'll look that up, and I'll look it up because James, obviously, you know what it is.
I do.
Because you've actually just described it articulately, far better than Aristotle ever did when he came up with it. What did you say when you can stamp your name on it? I think Aristotle may have been a little more poetic when describing the term eudaimonia, but James will educate us on that next week. By the way, are you educating me today?
Yes, a little bit.
Do you want to let's start the show off. Let's give back to the people because education is everything, is what I keep hearing. So, James, educating with James. James, educating MKT. Do you think the radio people know how ridiculous they sounded back in the day? Because they used to do this voice all the time, coming up at number 39.
And then they're like, in the mix.
I wonder if they know, because I've listened to some people that still do it. I'm like, oh, okay, it's weird.
What's that dude's name? There's a guy on one of the radio stations that's known for doing it.
Well, I don't want to shame anybody. I mean, like, if they're doing it, everyone's got their gig, right? I'm pretty sure there's 99% of the people that'll hate how I do my stuff. So I'm not saying I hate on them, but that form of delivery is, wow, from a different time.
In the mix.
Yeah, oh dear, James educating MKT. All right, what you got for us today, Paolo? James.
You ready?
Yeah, I don't know. The thing about a test is you never know you're ready until you got to take it.
Free association, ladies and gentlemen.
Free association. Wow.
Right.
What a cerebral start.
Look, just on top of my winging it game at the moment.
Sure.
Which, in case you haven't noticed, is I'm winging this too. So, Sigmund Freud, the boy Freud.
A mensch.
The boy, right? Created free association as a way of planning and figuring out the subconscious and unconscious parts of the human mind. And fun fact, it in his mind would replace hypnosis. So instead of doing hypnosis, you would use the system or theory of free association.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm off to a strong start.
I feel educated.
I feel like James. Right. So, um, it if I'm not mistaken, all right,
which you wouldn't be because you're teaching me.
I am.
Very few teachers say that, but okay. It's
This,
a new age. You know, the sort of modern day pedagogy or pedagogy, depending how you say it, is a little different from my day. But
There you go.
go ahead. Yeah. If you're not mistaken, all right, teacher, go ahead. We're not sure. We're only 6.
So, if I'm not mistaken, how it works is it has to do with a patient
Mhm.
or a person in therapy therapy. The It has to do with the setup of a psychologist's office almost.
Okay.
And you know the whole thing of like there's a couch and you lie on the couch and it's like that whole vibe,
Mhm.
right? So this part I'm going to read, okay? I didn't want to read a lot. I wanted to prove that I can educate you because I know this stuff already.
No, sure.
But this part I am going to read because it can get a little bit...
Yeah, a little heavy for us. So
Yeah.
you know it. It's
Yeah.
just to simplify it for us.
Exactly.
Okay, so you don't
Absolutely.
skip over anything. All right.
Uh-huh. So, in traditional free association, a person in therapy is encouraged to verbalize or write all thoughts that come to mind. Free association is not a linear thought pattern, rather a person who might produce an incoherent stream of words, such as dog, red, mother, and scoot. They may also jump randomly from one memory or emotion to another. The idea is that free association reveals associations and connections that might otherwise go uncovered. People in therapy may then reveal repressed memories and emotions.
Wow.
So I read that about 12 times last night and was still a bit confused as to
Okay.
how it works.
Okay. Jeez. It's an interesting teacher here.
And then I was like, why are we even doing this? Because Freudian free association is fairly uncommon in therapy these days. It's one of the least used techniques in therapy, even below hypnosis,
Mhm.
which I find incredible. And I realized something.
Let's hear it.
I forgot to actually tell you what free association was.
Yeah, I noticed that, but I didn't want to interrupt. It's your lesson, you know?
Yeah. So I just thought I'd give you an overall background, and now I'm going to tell you what it is. Now
Sure.
that you know where it's used, and I did it on purpose, obviously.
No, you've given me everything, and now you're going to pull it all together
Yes,
and
right.
simplify it.
Exactly.
Okay, because as you know only too well, the great Albert Einstein said, if you can't explain something simply, it means you don't understand it well enough. But you know that only too well.
I do.
In the spirit of Einstein. Okay, Jimbo, what free association? Keep telling.
So, Freud did say that the technique, and I'm going to read again, by the way, would help to prevent 3 common issues in therapy, which would in turn make the therapy session more impactful
Okay.
and useful, right? As opposed to, how do you feel today? Yeah, I feel okay. And then, like, that's the therapy session. Yeah, I fought with my mom, and then that was it. And so this was Freud's way of saying, nah, it's not how we're going to do therapy, boys and girls.
Okay.
We're going to do it my way. So those 3 things are transference, right? Which is the process of transferring feelings one has for one person to a different person. Projection, the process of projecting one's own qualities onto someone else.
Something I do a lot, according to James.
Yep. Resistance, the practice of blocking out certain feelings or memories. So, essentially, right, how this is done, most commonly,
Mm-hmm.
is the, when you, well, I don't know if you would know, I don't know if you've been to a therapist. When you go to a therapist, it's a very common thing in movies. here's some cards. What does this one look like?
What's that called? Do you know that? Or is that for a different lesson?
I'm not sure what the cards are called.
Okay, cool.
So essentially, therapist is like, hey, here's some cards. What does this one remind you of? And it just looks like someone's taken a paintbrush and just thrown paint at it.
Okay, cool.
And then someone says it looks like a teddy bear that is hugging a spider, whatever it is.
Okay. You think that's important at all?
Yes.
What that test is called? Are we going
Wait, what it's called, or
Yeah, are we going to? Yeah, because that's not Freud's thing.
no? But it's part of free association.
Okay.
Because
Are we going to learn about that? Because I find that quite interesting.
yeah, I'm about to tell you about that now.
Oh, okay.
Right. So why this is part of free association is because if I pull something out and say to you, "What does this look like?" and you say, "It looks like a tree that is upside down, that is on fire," right? As a trained psychologist or therapist,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be able to say to you, "Okay, you have repressed feelings of anger
Yeah.
towards the growth of your fertility." I was trying to think about trees.
I understand.
Yeah. Free association, guys.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. That was a very difficult concept to understand. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. It's good stuff. All right. Free association, of course, leading to what we now see in movies commonly, obviously, with the couch. James did mention that a little bit there. Freud said that position would elicit sort of that condition of free association so that people wouldn't do any of the three great points that, or wouldn't hide behind those. And he wanted to access, of course, your subconscious and indeed deeply rooted, maybe sort of third and fourth layer conscious thoughts. And he wanted to get to that instead of just, as James said, went to a braai last week, but talk to my mom.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very interesting. We'll learn a little bit more. The test that James... Okay, I understand that it's a little advanced for us. Of course, called the Rorschach test. So that's a little test, when...
Is that the card test?
That's the card test when you see a photo. But you knew that, and I know you did, because you would be educating me about it. But
I did, but
you're saving it for another lesson.
Yes.
And that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's called the
Rorschach.
Rorschach,
Yeah.
and I will be educating
Tough spelling.
you
though.
guys. I will be educating you guys one day.
On the Rorschach test, huh? And where it came from.
Yes.
And why it's still used today, why it's actually still undefeated.
Because I mean, obviously, everybody knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I know what it is. Can someone just tell me who developed it?
It's in the name, actually. But anyway, okay. That's a lesson for another time.
Wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
What are we looking for? What are we hanging on for?
Wait. I'm trying to find the name of the person, of the man.
Well, a little...
everybody knows that it was developed by Herman Rorschach.
yeah.
I knew that.
Sure.
But I'll educate everyone on the Rorschach test and how exactly that works.
Okay. You want to give us a little sort of insight on Rorschach, or you want to maybe save that for another lesson?
I'll save it for another lesson.
Yeah, because we've got a lot to chew on from this lesson.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
the Rorschach test. Okay. No, very good. Very good. Used hilariously, of course, in just a different version of it. And it's actually not the Rorschach, but the sort of to elicit something by Will Ferrell in Zoolander to obviously manipulate the president of Micronesia.
Yes.
A little bit different. I forget what that test is called. But yeah, the Rorschach test. I look forward to eudaimonia and the Rorschach test next. What do we got on Monday, Jimbo? I'm looking forward to that lesson.
Monday, I did have something planned. What was it?
Well, I like to be surprised. How about that?
Because
Because a lot of people might think I'm Googling this stuff, Like if you tell me, people are going to go, oh, well, MKT's contributing because he knows the stuff because he's Googled it. You know what I mean? So maybe I got crib notes or whatever.
When I was Googling the free association, I did pick up my books from after and went through those again because I forgot how interested I was in this whole psychological thing. So I've got a couple of concepts that I could educate you on.
Amazing.
I think Monday, let's do.
Don't tell me. Because people are going to say I'm taking crib notes here.
All right.
You know, because I do contribute quite a lot when you're telling me stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Monday, I'll surprise you.
It almost seems like I'm filling in gaps and, you shouldn't have the children teaching.
Hey, the free association thing was pretty good. Phenomenal.
I've learned so much from today.
And it wasn't as wrong as the Oedipus one was. Well, the Oedipus one wasn't wrong. It was just, there was a lot of blanks missing.
It had less holes than that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Or maybe not less holes. It's just the holes weren't the Grand Canyon like they were in Oedipus.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
James, awesome. I really enjoyed that. I always love learning. So thank you very much. A lot of people have learned a little bit more, and they can obviously go and look up themselves. Free association.
Free association. And obviously Herman Rorschach, because everybody knows who he is.
Yes.
And if you don't, I'm better than you.
Yeah, and you are.
Obviously.
Damn it. All right. A sports show, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have thought that psychoanalysis would come into your life today? Who knows? By the end of the year, James is obviously revealing Lacanian theory to us, and that I cannot wait for.
Obviously, the Lacanian theory is it's very complex. So I'll save that for...
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'd rather have sugarcane theory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Lacanian. Get that out of here. Sugarcanian.
Also, the plant-based theory.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Man, this is awesome. This is awesome. This is what... Imagine learning was this fun at school.
Oh, I would have gotten straight A's.
The Rorschach test. I like that. All right, Jimbo, give us some music as I do every single Friday. I thought with Rafa Benitez.
Bless you. Sorry, what did you say there?
Rafa Benitez.
Bless you.
Making the move, the devil's move. He's at Everton now.
Everton.
And he might say that because he's Spanish.
He is Spanish.
And what he'll look to do is get a better squat.
Well, it's always good to have a good squat.
Yeah, you do need a good squat. He's the new manager.
I just publicly have to say real quickly, I got the date wrong again.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
That's my bad. I'm gonna fix it. You continue with Rafa Benitez.
All right, Rafa Benitez is the new manager of Everton, and he will look to create a new squad as the manager. But I thought for the Friday Five this week, I thought I would do the 5 greatest traitor moves in the history. And it just so happens that they're all football, but I think there might be, certainly within the global scale, the biggest traitor moves in the history of mankind. All right, at number 5, listen, he ran his contract down, so it's not even, and they tried to get him to sign a new one. All right. And he made the devil's move from Real Madrid to Barcelona. He's only at number 5 because there's another guy who made an even worse move at a worse stage in life. This guy was a youngster, a development player, ran his contract down and then made the move to the arch enemy. But ultimately, he got his revenge this year, right? He got his revenge at Euro 2020 in 2021. At number 5, the biggest traitor in the history of sport, Luis Enrique, ladies and gentlemen. He just got his revenge, though, because not a single Real Madrid player in this squad. At number 4, look, he's not a wheeler and dealer. He's an effing football manager. He's told us this now. We remember the infamous interview. But listen, what made him special was he joined Southampton and got them relegated. And then went back to Portsmouth. Yes, I said back to Portsmouth because remember, he left Portsmouth to go to Southampton. Southampton got relegated, went back to Portsmouth. That's all in the span of 3 years, by the way. This man is quite a phenomenal. He's the geezer, he's Harry Redknapp. I mean, that move, if you've been down there, I mean, Pompey, of course, have gone into administration, had their troubles now. But Southampton, Pompey, a very real rivalry. And Harry Redknapp going from Pompey to Southampton and then back again is one of the most ludicrous things in the history of sport. It's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. But hey, he's the geezer. He's Harry. He's just a lad from West Ham. So hey, East London, they'll do stuff. At number 3, this is the guy that saved Luis Figo. Excuse me, saved Luis Enrique. It's listen, pigs' heads were involved, burnt shirts. And listen, again, I've used this analogy before, but I've got to use it again. You don't get divorced from your wife to marry her twin sister. There are some places you just don't go. Luis Figo, at the time, probably the world's best player, certainly top 5 best players Barcelona has ever had. And then he made the move to Los Galacticos. I mean, just unthinkable. Not in his mind. He doesn't care. And to this day, Barcelona not welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, at number 3, as I've stated, the great Luis Figo, but still a traitor. I mean, I'm a Real Madrid fan, but that's ugly. That is ugly. That one is really, really ugly. At number 2, it's just not okay what's happened. It's just not okay. I kind of was thinking last night, it's just a job. It's just a job environment, but there's just certain things. Not all rules are hard and fast, but this one's not okay. He shouldn't have done it. I think he'll regret it at the end of his career. He's got money. He's got legacy. I don't know what he's chasing now. Merseyside's broken forever by this relationship. I don't know how we recover this, and I don't know how he recovers this. I mean, maybe the charity work he's done has him engraved in the hearts of the people, but I just don't know. At number 2, I think Rafa Benitez has just made the second biggest traitor move in the history of sport. I really, really do. There's nothing about it I like. From a logical standpoint, it's just a job standpoint, this one makes no sense. And I'm so sorry that it had to happen. So it's Rafa Benitez at number 2. At number 1, listen. He was in his peak already at this previous club. Then he ran his contract down and left for nothing. But then not only does he leave, he leaves for the enemy. And listen, I don't care who you are. If your girlfriend is better looking, it's always harder to let her go. And it actually, what it does is, if your good-looking girlfriend leaves you for a better-looking guy than you, and you see them at the beach and he's all six-packed up and she's looking like a bombshell, right? It's even worse. It is. I don't care how enlightened you think you are. It's awful to see. It does matter if she's better looking with somebody else. Listen, Sol Campbell is the biggest traitor in the history of sport. He is the Judas of all Judases. At number 1, Sol Campbell, it is undeniable. The move from Spurs to Arsenal, because he went on to be part of the Invincibles. So it wasn't like he left them and went to United and they struggled for a while. And even then, I'm pretty sure if they went to United and they were invincible, it would have been, because the Berbatov thing didn't go too badly. Berbatov was Tottenham's guy, went to United, won his titles, and was brilliant, and nobody said a thing. But Sol Campbell, my God. Folks, I mean, listen, it's tough. Your neighbor has a nicer car than you, a more beautiful wife, a more beautiful lawn. Man, that's tough. That is absolutely tough. But then your neighbor also comes and steals your wife while they're at it. The Arsenal have bullied Tottenham forever, and this one in particular. Sol Campbell will never, ever recover. He will never recover that. He will not be allowed back at Tottenham, no matter what he does. There is no coming back from that one. And it hurts even more. It hurts even more. I'm sure people have had this feeling, is why couldn't you be that happy? Or you ever seen your ex and you're just like, how come you're so happy? Why couldn't we be that happy together? Sol Campbell broke the hearts of all at White Hart Lane. And of course, an invincible. And if anything, he's an Arsenal great now. We remember him as an Arsenal great. A lot of people forget how good Sol Campbell was at Tottenham. They don't even think about that. He's the invincible, right? Man, oh man. There's no coming back. The Judas of all Judas moves, Sol Campbell. All right, the 5 greatest traitor moves. At number 5, Luis Enrique from from Real Madrid to Barcelona. At number 4, Harry Redknapp going from Portsmouth to Southampton, back to Portsmouth. Unforgivable. At number 3, Luis Figo, the Devil's move. of course, from Indeed, going from Barcelona to Real Madrid. He was the best player in the world probably at that stage, and you just shouldn't do it. You know, Catalonia and the crown, the principality, have so many divides already. You just don't do it, but he did. At number 2, Rafa Benitez, he's crossed the Merseyside River, he's crossed the park, and forevermore, we won't be sure which side of the river he's welcome on. It's Rafa Benitez at number 2. Number 1, Sol Campbell. I don't think we need to say anything about that. Sol Campbell, I mean, my God. He's English as well. Like, it wasn't just like, you know, I don't know, there's a few, even Van Persie, you know, that, and I guess that's not a local derby. But Sol Campbell's London. He's not muck about London. He's, you know, he's it. It would be the equivalent of Wayne Rooney moving from Everton to Liverpool. That's what it would be. If he'd left Everton, went to Liverpool, and won all those titles and Champions League titles that Wayne Rooney went on to do. He went to United. Like, okay, Everton to United. You know, we can deal with that. Manchester's all the way over there. So that's my list. Your thoughts, Jimbo? Rafa Benitez, I'm not sure he's coming back from there.
I always forget to do this. Always forget that you are going to ask me a question when you're done with your lists.
James is doing a lot. He's got arms. He's doing this. He's moving and grooving. He's doing sound. So there's a lot happening. I think we can all forgive you.
Well, I mean, I hope so.
Yeah. Now I'm in a forgiving mood. Yesterday, some bullying stuff. Couldn't have been easy for you. You got to beat, like a bit beaten into submission. To a pulp. But you're back now.
I am on the show
today. You're back, and how's your confidence?
Yep. This is my answer to that question.
All right.
That's all I have for you.
Anything on the beard?
Nope.
Not shaving.
This has nothing to do with the conversation yesterday. I do need to. I was gonna. What's the word?
Shave, trim
it, and style it. On this weekend.
Okay.
I actually wanted to do it this week at some point, but now it looks like I'm just doing it because of yesterday's conversation.
But you a bit of bullying.
Yeah.
People say bullying doesn't work. I completely disagree. Eventually, maybe we'll even have you going full on number 1 with your hair.
No.
I'm sure your mom would like you having a number 3. You know, just like not the swag cut. Just take it all down.
My hair is where I don't play games.
More crew cut. Get a crew cut.
Mm-mm.
She'd probably like that. Clean cut.
Don't play games
crew
with my
cut.
hair.
You're all about swag.
My hair is the one place you don't touch. Son.
Is that the closer? Is that how you reckon your lady saw your hair and thought, who's that saucy 6'3" hair guy?
It's either my hair or my eyes.
Okay, whoa,
because even I'm in love with my own eyes.
Are you joking?
My eyes are dope, dude. They changed color. My eyes changed color, dude. Isn't that the coolest thing?
Man, that's awesome. So how many mirrors you got in your house? Because that must be a problem for you.
Literally one.
Okay, so that's good self-management, because imagine you saw your eyes every sort of 15 steps. You'd have a problem just getting out the house.
Dude, wouldn't you want to stare at your eyes all day if they changed color?
Any idea why your eyes change color, James? Or is that a lesson for another time? Because you just want to start with psychoanalysis, and then we'll move on to sort of biology.
This genuinely, I do know why.
Okay, let's hear it.
But I will save this one for another time, because this is actually quite a complex. It's kind of like a sciencey thingy.
Oh, a sciencey thingy.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a sciencey thing.
This is awesome. The central nervous system's a wonderful thing. Okay, so you and wolves, huh?
Yes.
You and wolves.
I'm not the only person. There's also an influencer in the US.
What, you're the only 2 people on Earth?
No, I'm not.
Who have eyes that change color?
No, that's
okay.
not what I'm saying.
Okay, what were you saying?
What I'm saying is it's actually not as rare as it sounds. Like, it's actually a common thing.
Yeah. Okay. No, I don't know this, but you're going to educate us.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So your eyes. So, but did you meet your girlfriend at night during the day? Because I think that's quite important, her being able to see this great...
During the day.
Okay, so she would have seen it from miles away.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at those changing eyes. So now, what would that say about you, though, if the eyes are the window to the soul, and if you believe that? Unreliable?
I'm a man of many souls.
Oh, no.
I'm vulnerable.
Why? Do vulnerable people change all the time? What would your eyes? Okay.
I don't know.
So what? You reckon your lady saw your hair? Huh? Is it a big part of the swag game though?
What, my hair?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you are tall, so people are gonna see it. You're not like my height where you just disappear in a crowd. You are.
Yeah.
If you've got the hair going, it's like, oh, there's that tall guy.
Mhm.
So the face, we can see his whole face.
Yeah.
He's a full head taller than most people on earth.
Imagine if I went.
If you went,
Nope.
no, let's hear it, James.
No.
What's the story?
Nope.
Were you gonna get it when you're gonna be bigoted there?
Yes.
No, but that's people already know you're a bigot, James. They've heard your position on women.
No, but people only think I'm a bigot because of the words you put in my mouth.
Okay. Also, they could think you're a bigot because you are a bigot.
I'm not. How am I a bigot?
That's true. You're not a bigot, but you've got bigot tendencies. Sort of the bigotry in you comes alive every now and then. Am I a hypocrite? Because
Yes.
some people might say I'm maybe the biggest bigot they've ever met.
Yes.
So, I can't be hating on you. I need to work on myself.
Let's just let bygots be bygots. You see what I did there?
That's one of the best ones you've ever done.
Did you see what I did there?
I said that's so good.
Because bygones be bygones, bygots.
Yeah, no, I think we all got it immediately because we passed. All of us, most of us got into university and not just after. So we got it. We totally got it. And it's a slam dunk. Now that's good. That one works. That's good and it works. A lot of yours don't work because you generally don't think about the analogy actually being relatable to sort of analogizing anything. But that one's brilliant. It works.
Nailed it. I had that brewing for a while and I was like, is he going to laugh at it? And then I just decided, go for it, James.
Let's let bygots be bygots. Man, that's so good. All right, let's leave your bigotry in the past. That's amazing. All right, so the hair game is important for James. James, your thoughts on Rafa Benitez? He has no hair.
He doesn't have any hair.
Yeah. And he's short and squat.
He also,
and coaches a squat as well.
He has about as much hair as he has loyalty.
Wow, that is bitterness, huh?
Mm.
Rafa Benitez has about as much hair as he has loyalty. Yeah. Good Lord.
Yeah, no, look, guys, you got to make better life choices. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, dude.
You got to do better.
Yeah.
Like, as much as it's easy for his camp to play the whole victim thing and for the police to investigate banners and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what the Liverpool fans did was right.
Yeah.
By any means.
I'm with you.
Because I know there was some horrible stuff that was said and posted about him. But on the other side of the coin, you do have to be aware of A, the industry you're in, and B, what country you're in.
Sure.
And how big that facet is in people's lives. Like, it's a huge football, as everyone knows, is a huge thing in the UK. And you do have to be aware of the fact that that's something you don't do. Like the Liverpool Everton thing, it's not a thing you do. And I think that's where there's kind of two sides to it. But again, I'm not saying what those Liverpool fans put on the banners and said about him was right by any means.
Listen, I'm not wearing my yarmulke in Saudi Arabia. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So Rafa's put himself in this position.
Exactly.
Now, yeah, okay, so that's your feelings, hey, James?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I don't have a yarmulke, to be clear.
Well,
it was just an analogy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's where I am. I will support the Liverpool or the diehard Liverpool fans doing what they're doing to an extent, because at some point you also have to realize that, like, this is human beings dealing with human beings. Like, we get that football's everything in your lives, but also, like, it's just chill, bro. Like,
Look, man, Have you ever had a situation where you're out with your mate? He sees his ex. What generally happens there? It might be raw for people. If they cared for each other and the breakup wasn't great, they see their ex,
Yeah.
Because most people in the world don't actually move from the place they are born. A lot of people think everyone moves. That's just not how the world works. People are generally creatures of comfort. You're going to see your ex. 80% of people, I mean, I'm making that number up, but I would say a huge part of the world doesn't move. You and your boy, hey, James, you're out. How's it, boy? It's 18 months later. You're still not over her, whatever, though, because he's your mate. Even, I don't get it, but okay. You know what I mean? I'm sure you've had this, or correct me if I'm wrong, James. You ever had that where your mate or you?
I'm most often the person.
Yes. So I'd imagine your mates, you're out. You see her, because if you dated for a while, you'd hang out in the same places. She's not going to stop going out. You're not going to stop going out.
Yeah.
But then, the worst one is when you do the pre-drinks thing. So you get to the club or the pub or the street vibe a little bit, you're like, the touch paper is ready to be lit. And then you get there and you see her. And from there, it's a roller coaster down to the pits of hell. Do you know what I mean?
Because either A, you have the confidence to say something to her, all right, or B, it's just like emotions and then just...
And generally, you're not going to say anything to her as you see her. It's the dirty look thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously your friends and her friends. And hey, some of them go and chat and catch up and like, okay, is this going to... Because obviously it's happened before. Then your troops have to go over to sort of her camp. And how's this night going to go? Like, okay, can we all just have a good time here? James is fine. By that time, you've pounded 2 Jaeger bombs already when your mates are doing peace talks. They don't see you going to the bar. Like, now you're telling the bartender the whole story. I've been here before, by the way. So, am I painting a picture here, James?
This is incredible. Wow.
But you know what I mean? It's like, there's a level of understanding you have to have.
Yeah.
For when people like James act like lunatics, triggered by something they have cared about or care about now. Like, people aren't robots. Especially something like football. It's what makes... Of all of them, it's what makes football so special. Nothing is as tribal as football. Because the tribe is global. NFL, the tribe's not global. It's very much parochial to cities in America. You've got to be like a sports fundi to get into it. Hey, you go to Taiwan or you go to the middle of Liverpool. In fact, maybe the Taiwanese guys might know more about Liverpool than actual Liverpudlians. Is that community is everywhere all the time. It is, especially now with social media, is we're fueling each other. We're giving each other feedback about our tribe. We are the best. Our tribes grow. They shrink. The financial reports, it's really, it is, the great Simon Critchley has such a great way of putting it. He's a big Liverpool fan, by the way, great philosopher, modern day philosopher, Simon Critchley, says, football by its very nature is bellicose. It is war by other means. And I think it's such a fantastic way to articulate this great game. So, when James has his when we go to Greenside with James and he sees old Betty Sue there from who broke his heart, or she, there's a vibe, and he starts going mental 15 minutes into it. And you know what the incredible one is like you, James, you go to the bathroom. And we're having a vibe, we obviously had the first shot and you've had a beer and now you're going to the bathroom and you see her by yourself on the way there. Because when you come back, like when you come back, we can see, okay.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong, James?
Yeah.
No, nothing. Often the guys go, no, nothing. Let's just get a drink.
Yeah.
And then eventually it's like, oh, is she here? And then we see her. And some of your mates get along with her mates as well. It just becomes a situation, right?
It's a spiral.
You've been here, James. Am I painting a picture you have lived?
Kind of, yeah.
No,
actually.
I know this. Point is, I can understand the Liverpool fans not being rational about this. I can understand you not being rational. Is football, much like real life, in fact, football is capable of getting people more emotional than an ex, actually. Because we know that there's something called the madness of crowds. I think Douglas Adams wrote that great book. If you haven't read it, please do for your own sake. And especially now, understanding our behavior en masse as I think we're about to hit 8 billion as a planet. Yeah, the madness of crowds. So, football is, when you're angry, you feel some conviction and you're part of it's our tribe. We must destroy that tribe. So now you're not thinking as an individual, So when James's feelings, he's all up in his feels, as the youngsters say, that's just your emotions. When we argue on Twitter about Man United versus Chelsea, I feel like I'm representing a whole tribe, and that's a whole different situation, and you feel so connected to this, is you can be upset with your girlfriend or your ex, and it's not going to ruin your weekend. Chelsea lose, Liverpool lose, Man United lose, I would say 15% of the world's population, their weekend's ruined.
Yeah, for sure.
So I totally can understand it. But I want to ask you this, Jimbo. What do you think of, because I've been thinking really hard about this, it's been a long time coming, kind of where I'm going in my career. And when I say a long time coming, I don't mean that to be kind of vain. What I mean is I've been working incredibly hard over the last, I would say, especially the last 6 years. I started working in about sort of 2014 towards the stream. Went back to varsity, and even when I was at varsity, actually, I was working towards exactly what we're doing now and other stuff that I'm doing. But I did think about it, and I've spoken to like Hollywood people and big celebrities about being in the spotlight and what it does to your family. And the best advice I think I've ever got is from somebody who is arguably certainly the biggest British star in the world right now, but one of the biggest movie stars in the world. And he said, look, when I went into this, I had to explain to I was in a relationship with a person at the time and my family, is that, look, we're in it now, right? I don't want to hear excuses from anybody, and he's never going to play the victim, because I hear a lot of like, oh, don't put people's wives in it. Don't do all of that. I'm like, sorry, where's the personal accountability for everyone? It's like, if you marry a sports person, that's what it is. Like, that is what it is. And it might be vile. It might offend you, because everyone's perfect on social media, and we're all perfect. And we've never gossiped in our family lounge, right? No, true. We've never gossiped about our aunt who drinks too much, or your mom hating whoever it may be, right? Nobody's ever done that. No. We're all perfect. It's just, so for me, I've never understood this thought that if you marry a sports star, you should expect to be left out of it. I mean, we saw what happened with old Hancock there in, not the movie guy, that's Will Smith, not a real Hancock. The guy who, he was slipping it to his secretary, although he was divorced. But whatever, okay, let's not get into that. But we saw the kind of furor because the paparazzi was outside Hancock's ex-wife's house. And people are like, oh, I can't believe it. I'm like, she married a guy who's working with Boris Johnson. Like, she's in it now. What did she think was going to happen marrying a prominent Conservative Party figure? Like, you're in it now. This is what happens, right? It's like, if you don't want that kind of noise, and stop telling me we love who we love. You can choose who you love. Like, stop. It's not a Meg Ryan film. Is that marry a bank teller? I've never heard anybody in any newspaper or Twitter criticizing a bank teller. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you marry Rafa Benitez, stuff's gonna happen. Like, I'm sorry, I can't feel sorry for her. Which is why, for me, I take my behavior quite seriously, that I understand that, by the way, I'm carrying my mother's name and my sister's name, and they're in it now, Like, listen, excuse me, I may never reach Rafa Benitez's level of sort of fame and greatness, because he is a great, like, make no mistake, I'm not putting myself on the same level, even close. I'm not even, it's embarrassing that I'm even using this example, because he's Leo Messi, and I'm me at 3 years old playing football in terms of greatness, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so, but what I'm saying is, like, I speak to my mom about this, is like, okay, this is where I'm headed. And my mom had a pretty prominent job as well, and she would get the family in line often, which is why my behavior in my 20s, a little dynamic, put her under a little bit of heat, you know what I'm saying? But your family's in it, and why don't they understand what they're a part of? Like, the world is full of mean people, right? That's never going to change, and it's not new. I know Twitter will tell you that people being mean is a new thing. My God, you think people are mean now? Go and read a history book about, let's say the Roman Empire. Go and read a little bit about anger in that time, and see that people have always been mean, and they will always be. By the way, there is a bellicose nature within all of us, a beast, and I think we're getting more and more civilized, for lack of a better term. But why do people always jump to the defense of famous people? You don't have to do this profession. Like, if you don't want the blowback, do something else that isn't in public all the time, that isn't open to critique. Otherwise, don't take the $10 million a year. I'm sorry. That's just my position. Your thoughts, Jimbo?
I think there's a certain level of decency that should be had amongst human beings. Like, we get, in the case of Rafa Benitez, like, we get that Liverpool, or football is a religion to the community in the UK. But there's also, like I said just now, there's also a sort of area where you can draw a line, and you don't have to be a complete savage. Like, you don't have to be that guy that's throwing bricks through Rafa's kitchen window, for argument's sake. That didn't actually happen. It's just an argument. You don't have to be that paparazzi that camps outside Britney Spears' house for 4 days just to get one photo of her. Like, I had a funny thought. Leave Britney alone, guys.
Yeah, hashtag free Britney, guys. She lost the case, by the way.
I know, I found out this morning.
Yeah, hashtag free Britney.
I don't know. I just think there's people get caught up in things and lose a sense of decorum or decency, and they become these sort of savages or almost like terrible people.
Yeah.
You know? Yes, Rafa Benitez's wife did marry into this.
Mm-hmm.
She knew full well who he was. I think his entire career, even pre-coaching, has been in football. But I don't know. I just struggle to see why people have to turn on her for this whole situation, or why people have to, I don't know if he has kids, why people have to turn on his kids or whatever it is. I think, again, I think people get caught up in the emotion of it. And it doesn't have to be the way that you're making it. Like, you don't have to throw that brick through his window.
Yeah. You
don't have to send that letter to his wife saying, I hope you kill yourself, or whatever it is.
Yeah. But what about this? Not everybody is raised in cookie cutter, you and I, northern suburbs world. Like, most people, right? To use an old term, to be crass about it, most people are working class. They don't come from an early childhood development where the fridge is full and everything's good. Like, most people, just to make it to adulthood, I don't care where you go in the world, there are unique circumstances, maybe Sweden, you know, the Scandinavian countries, Zurich or Switzerland, maybe Luxembourg, right? Luxembourg's the best example. Monaco. There are tiny, tiny anomalies. But most of the world, including the United Kingdom, is working class. And they aren't bored up in, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. They got to sucker punch someone in the face just to get a loaf of bread every day.
So I get that, right?
And being poor doesn't mean you can't be decent, by the way.
No, sure.
I'm just saying.
So, okay. So on my way to the studios every morning, I see a guy that sits at one of the robots.
Or traffic lights if you aren't South African.
Traffic lights, sorry.
No. That's fine. I mean, robots for us and the British, but we do have listeners, as you know, in Azerbaijan.
I know, right? How weird.
What was I saw another, there's a new one.
Wasn't it Beirut or something?
No, we've got Beirut, but there's another new one, which is just way off the charts. A couple
insane.
of people listening there, so good news. Anyway.
Yeah, so I think... the guy at the robot, the traffic light. So there's a guy that I pass every morning on my way here, and he's sitting at a traffic light, right? So I don't know what his situation is, but he's obviously not very wealthy if that's what he's doing on a daily basis.
Sure.
If by sort of 9 o'clock in the morning he's not at an office park or doing something,
Yeah.
he's at a robot sitting there.
Yeah.
Right. So he doesn't have a job. He's not wealthy, and I'm not going to assume that his background is that he has been like that his whole life, right? But the thing is, there's probably been times where that man's been desperate,
Yeah.
for that loaf of bread or for 10 rand or whatever it is. But he hasn't see, I can't really prove that he hasn't, but
As far as you can tell, he hasn't broken someone's window.
exactly. He hasn't walked up to my car windscreen and been like, hey, you didn't give me 5 rand, and then smashed my glass.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he
even,
should. Your glasses are douchebag glasses. Having said that, mine are next level douchebag. So, douchebag.
I was talking about,
your glass window in the
Yes.
car. But having said that, I'm saying I would want to smash your window and smash your actual glasses.
I would too. I have
for
a
being a
very
douchebag.
punchable face.
No, your face is great. The handsome. No. Your face is great, dude. I mean, your lady, hair, beard. I mean, the beard makes your mom angry, but whatever. We don't want to get back into that. That's yesterday. What was it?
Let bygones be bygones.
Let bygones be bygones. I'm saying I'd punch the window, punch your glasses. Just like, hey, get those Jurgen Klopp douchebag glasses off your face in your dumb American sports car. Yeah. Anyway, so I do see what you're saying.
Hey, you're making it really hard to focus on what I was saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you didn't see what I was doing?
Focus because of your car. Yes,
Forward focus.
that's the car. Now everyone knows what car you have. Now they're going to threaten you like Rafa Benitez's wife. Now what, James? I've never said your car. Now you're going to be driving around the slum village of Four Ways, and people are going to go, hey, who's that 6'3" looking guy with that swag hair and beard that makes his mom angry, that looks like that with those douchebag glasses? Oh, you know who that is? That's the guy who can't handle his mom walking on the beach and enjoying her life. Hey, stop there. You want to have a word? But I was raised by a single woman. You can't even be happy for your mom. I'm coming there. Just wait there, but wait there. That's what's going to happen now.
Joke's on you people. I don't live in Four Ways.
I was using it. Okay. But yes, you were saying about the gentleman who was being, relatively speaking, because of his economic conditions, but isn't being a savage at the traffic light.
Yeah, I just, as much as he's probably had his hardships, he from what I can...
I think he's having his hardships while
Exactly.
you're looking at him standing at the traffic light.
Exactly. But still, there is a moment where he's standing at my windscreen.
Yeah.
He has a choice. So he has a choice. Either ask for money, or I'm so desperate I can see that his shopping bag is on his passenger seat.
Yes.
Let me hit the window. I want all of it. The kind of vibe. It's a tough situation, but he often chooses number one.
Yeah.
And he doesn't.
Yeah, look, savagery is not just an economic thing. There are savages amongst where we live. So I'm not suggesting that being working class makes you more savage. It's just that the delivery method, when you come from a certain background of how I feel, isn't cookie cutter. Because what people do in our circles is, if you're unhappy, you must express that in a way that makes us comfortable. You know, the bourgeois do this. We do this all the time. Like, oh, savagery. You know, when people are unhappy at whatever it may be, it's a number of things. But not everybody went to private schools. Not everybody, and this is where football, I think, is such a good social experiment, because football at its very core is free, and that tells you it's built for the working class. It was built by the working class for the working class. I mean, I'm really getting into the sort of depth of it. Is football is not built to be a product. Rich people want to turn things into a product. That's where the philosophical clash comes, because to these guys, the way they're talking to Rafa Benitez's wife is, that's how you sort it out where I'm from, mate. You know what I mean? You probably single mom, or abusive dad, or the streets were real. And I'm not just talking about Liverpool. Globally, it's not everybody comes from cookie cutter environments. In fact, more people in the world come from smash 'em and bash 'em in upbringings. And we know ultimately, Neuroscience is very clear now. Listen, we are who we are by the age of 7 years old. We are who we are. We are set. Even in sort of loosely quoting a biblical term, they knew it back then because they said, give me the boy for 7 years and I will show you the man. So they even knew back then. That's in scripture, right? Is that not everybody, again, is cookie cutter. So when you are inflaming something, which, again, as working class people in that region, it's like, this is all we've got. You know what I mean? Is if you're working class, like you've got a rubbish job, a rubbish boss, but what do? You look forward to Wednesday nights, Saturday afternoons, Sunday afternoons, and like that's all. Like Liverpool's so real to people. Do you know what I mean? It's all they've got for most of them, and they don't come from cookie cutter conditions.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
It's going slightly off topic.
Yeah.
Right. And it might be a bit of a sensitive one, right?
Uh-huh.
So racism in football is real.
Yeah.
Especially now.
I think racism everywhere is real.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But yeah, we're talking about football.
Yes. So those fans that get arrested or get investigated or whatever by police for doing certain chants or actions towards players of color in the Premier League specifically now.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So regardless of which team they support, which stadium they're at, that incident still takes place. And they're at a football game, so they're at their thing. That's their thing, football.
Yep.
I don't know how to word this question. How would I word this? Damn it.
Well, what are you trying to say?
So you speak a lot about the cookie cutter and football is all they got. I've got it. So does that make the racist slurs or chants in stadiums because you're passionate about the club, because you're you're part of the community and all of that stuff? Does that make the racist chants that one dude says to Zaha or Sterling, for example, does that make that okay? And you can justify it by saying, I'm just passionate about my club.
Yeah.
I'm at my church right now.
Yeah.
This is my community, my club, blah, 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 all of that kind of stuff that they tend to use as excuses when they burn Gerard's shirt or they show up at Gerard's house or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it just... No, that's a terrible question.
No. I think I see what you're saying. You're saying, that sort of savagery. If I'm saying it's okay, and I'm not saying it's okay. It's not ideal, but
yeah.
I'm personally not shocked by it. You're saying you're kind of translating the same thing. Is that savagery? You're seeing threatening Benitez's wife and threatening somebody because of their skin color as just pure savagery across the board. Is that justifiable? If what I'm saying is semi-saying is that the Benitez stuff is justifiable.
Yes. Yeah. Essentially.
Look, again, I want to, that is a sensitive topic, and it's as sensitive as your family being threatened, right? For me, it's a case of, when I lived in Russia, I had it really bad. It's another level there, and it was a different time. I mean, 2006 is a long time ago, and it was very, very different to what it is now, and they come from a certain history. But for me, it's just the way I am is that I don't think the world is built for my comfort, and I don't think people are nice. Like I know people say people are nice, but I don't think the whole world's nice.
Yeah.
And actually, what I meant was most people are nice, but there will be savages in every department, whether they're racist, bigoted, homophobic, they overstep the line. I just think those people are. And by the way, it's in me as well. So I'm not saying that, I think it's a good thing that we're revolted by it, whether it be Benitez's thing. Just to be clear, it's a good thing that it revolts us. What it tells us is that we're evolving forward, right, as society. Because 30 years ago, you've seen the tragic Hillsborough stuff. I mean, black players are coming out and telling their stories. Jewish people, Muslim people are coming out and telling their stories of what would come from the stands. No one would budge. Now you hear it. Fans are going to stewards and going, excuse me, this guy just said that about so and so. So as a collective, I think we sometimes mustn't lose that we are moving forward, and it's an incremental step forward. What I'll say is, on the racism thing, is I can't be a hypocrite. I've got to say there are savages on the planet. My personal feelings about either is, okay, I can have those, is I don't view the world as built for me and as a place that's meant to be comfortable. And we have to construct things to move forward slowly. And also it is to say, especially if you're going to be paid £300,000, and that just adds other layers, because often, remember, when we're abusing people, it's like, I wish my life was like that.
Yeah.
It's often when you're ugly to Benita's wife and threatening to kill her, and you're ugly to somebody because of their skin color, I believe it's from the same place. It's like, what's happening inside, when it takes you there. But you have to be sensitive, is we have a lot of information now in society about what builds a person's character. Environment shapes people. If you're from the middle of the British Midlands and you haven't seen so some people in England have never seen a black person in their lives. And I'm not just saying that, is they've never actually encountered a black person in their lives, and all they hear about is through their parents and grandparents and what they are and what they represented. Is your environment shapes you. Is that, I'm not going to justify it, but I think, I also understand that the savagery comes from a character that's been molded by environments. We understand that, there are so many things. So I'm not going to say that savagery is right, but I think the world is full of ugly, mean, angry people, and also there's just more and more of us. We're not meant to. There isn't meant to be 7 billion of us, and it's tough, man. It's tough, and often that's a reflection. Again, savagery is a part of the human condition, and I think it is a good lesson for us to see what we're all capable of, because we're all very capable of being racist and bigoted,
Sure.
and so it's good that we're revolted by it. But I also, having said that, I think there's an economic threshold, and there's also personal accountability. The more money and stuff you have, the more personal accountability I believe you should have in life. If you are that guy at the traffic light, I don't want to lower the standard for people. I think if we're talking across economic lines, so I don't want to say poor people are less capable of cognitive thought and of being, because they're not less moral. They're not, we see people from poor environments living day to day. Otherwise, people would be killing each other like flies every day, and they don't. As much as there is violence in South Africa, but people live in shacks and don't kill the next door neighbor every day, largely speaking. Otherwise, it would be a bloodbath, right?
Yeah.
There should be 100,000 deaths a day instead of, I think it's a couple of thousand, which is still awful. It's still awful, but most people are decent. But the savages are going to be here. And it's not honest to tell people that the world's ever going to be perfect, because it's not. And racism's not the only problem in the world. I know that's the hot one right now. And I think it's difficult for people to hear it from, in fact, I know it's difficult for people to hear from a black person, that racism's not the only problem in the world.
Yeah.
People are there is a mean streak in all of us. There is a dark side of the moon to all of the weather of our consciousness. And, so for me, I think we've strayed a little bit away from what you were asking. I can't justify either, but I can understand both, because I'm not emotionally tied into someone being racist to me. I'm not emotionally tied into it. I'm like, okay, well, number one, my race is not the most interesting thing about me, but also it tells me a lot about the person on the other side. And again, I'm cool with it. The world's full of mean people. People ask me about racism all the time and what I think of it. I go, I'm fine with it. People are mean. Like, what must I do? Have a whinge? Well, and then what? But having said that, I'm not the voice of everyone. I'm telling you about me, just me. If you're asking just me, the world's full of mean people. I've got to learn to traverse that. And I think the more you move up the economic scales, and I think Rafa, just like a Naomi Osaka makes me sick.
Yes.
She makes me absolutely sick, right? Is you are earning $15 million a year. You're not the only person in the world with mental health problems. Like, you are not, and you're incredibly wealthy, and you are part of an ecosystem. The media pays for you to be there. Without the media, you playing tennis at a club in, I don't know, in America, wherever she's from. Like, that makes me sick. Is the world's hard for everyone. Naomi Osaka thinks mental health's hard for her, and she's not going to pitch up to her obligated media circumstances. Try that in the middle of Brazil, right? In some favela. Like, the more money you have, I'm sorry, the more you must get over yourself. I'm not saying your mental health is less important than other people, but get over yourself. Like, you've got resources, get over yourself. And we all have to deal with the hard world. We all do. And I think it's tied into part of the more stuff you have, the more savage the savages are going to be, I'm afraid. And you need to, you must accept that. It's just a part of the deal, dude. It's a part of the deal. People resent someone with a better looking wife, girlfriend than them. It's in all of us. It's in all of us. You don't need to be poor to be a savage. So probably a roundabout way of discussing an important issue. But I want to be clear. I feel nothing for people who choose to be celebrities, because it's a choice. Playing football is a choice. Coaching, working in public is a choice.
Yeah.
Nobody puts a gun to your head. Now, that's going to come with stuff. And I defend sportsmen all the time. They're my heroes. But I'm sorry. Once you sign that ticket, you can't earn $10 million and not expect that to have consequences in life. There's no free lunch. There is, what, you think you're going to earn $10 million a year and people aren't going to resent you? Come on, man. Then you're not even beginning to show me an element of understanding how the real world works. And again, these brats get protected now from academy level, right? And I mean, the racism thing, no one should have to suffer that. And Rafa Benitez, in the ideal world, his wife shouldn't have to suffer that. But we don't live in an ideal world. I believe we don't live in an ideal world. I know social media and the sort of wokeness of today tells us the world is ideal. I don't think it is, and I don't think it will ever be. And I think we try our hardest to get along, right? But yeah, so if you're in the media, and you choose that work, live with the blowback, is my position. And I doubt whether I'll be ever moved from that, because I've gotten, I get stuff in my inbox and have done for a long time. I work in public, I speak in public for a living. So, I mean, I'm not Rafa Benitez again, but it's real. I get real stuff. So I feel the Sterling thing because it happens to me constantly. So, but people are mean. Toughen up a bit. But maybe again, I was chatting to my mom, Jimbo, and she says I'm cold. And she says, because I was telling her.
Mister. Sorry.
No, it's not the aircon.
Oh, right.
She says my heart's cold.
Oh,
but
can confirm.
Oh, I am cold. Yeah, because I was telling her how I'm trying to get everyone in this office to quit sugar, right? And I'm trying to get somebody else in the office to quit bread. And she said, just let people enjoy their lives.
Yeah,
let people live their lives. And then I thought, okay, that's going to be hard, but I'm going to have to give it a whirl. And again, my world is not the real world. I am a certain personality type. My old man raised me, no whinging. There's no complaining around my dad about anything. I remember once going to school and somebody had called me I'll use the shortened version. I don't like this way of saying it, but he called me the K word at school, right? I went to the principal and she said, how does that make you feel? That was how she wanted to deal with it. This was primary school. And I went home and told my dad, okay, well, he called you that, get on with it, So just crack on. That's where I come from. The world is hard, crack on. My dad comes from a brutal upbringing. Not abusive, but just rural, poor. And I'm raised as get on with it, son. Well, no matter what it is, get on with it. But as I'm growing, and most of my friends are middle class, is that people become softer, and the more stuff you have, the more sort of money gives you right to human rights, right? You move further up Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Is actually you buy your way to human rights, and people get more sensitive. And I've never heard somebody cleaning my house coming to tell me about her mental health. Do you know what I mean? Poor people don't have time to tell you about their mental health.
No.
They've got to crack on, catch a taxi, in my country, possibly be stabbed, if they're a woman. And it's a 6-hour trip both ways. It is, identity politics is the game of the rich. We have time to, I just want to fully express my personality, and I can't believe those people were racist to me. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the lady who's cleaning, yes, there's somebody who's being racist to her, and she still has a horrible life. A bit of perspective, for me to whinge about it, please.
But now we live in this world where everybody's shielded and...
No, and fair enough. Listen, when you have stuff, we understand, right? Is you want to self-actualize. You move up Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is not a great model, but anyway, I think everyone understands, is you get to self-actualization at the very, very top. And that's just the game of life, is once you have stuff, you want to think and draw and express what's in your soul, rather than worry about food security or the base level stuff. Dignity should be a part of that. Do you know what I mean? Wi-Fi obviously should be a base level human need.
I also think, like, and I don't want to sound like one of those, like.
So you do? Are you just doing that thing like with all due respect? You know when somebody says with all due respect, and then they're gonna put you down.
No, I'm doing a thing of, I'm not who I'm about to sound like.
Okay.
Because
you'd like to think you're not.
Yeah, I'd like to think I'm not, because I don't have to say why. Anyway, so I think life is hard.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's a serious business.
Life is incredibly difficult. And I think, especially now with COVID and people have lost jobs, and I don't know, I feel like people can be susceptible to using the wrong outlet to deal with things. I think, as just to go back to the rougher thing, right? And I firmly believe, as a human being, there is a line that you don't cross.
Sure.
Regardless of your upbringing, your sort of family situation, there's a line you don't cross when interacting with other human beings. And if you do cross that line, it says a lot about you as a person,
yes,
and not your social, political
100%,
situation.
100%.
That's on you, right? So I think life in the UK is, and you'd probably be able to tell me more, is very working class. Mm-hmm. It has been for many years,
since time immemorial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the Liverpool-Man United rivalry started between harbour workers and I think it was railway workers. That's how that rivalry kind of was born.
Yep.
So life is hard, but again, don't confuse life with being hard and your anger inside or your emotions inside that you haven't dealt with with you wanting to send that letter to Ruffa's wife.
Yeah.
Or, and I mean, I'm by no means saying that Ruffa's wife is the victim in all of this.
Yep.
I think some people may or may not know, she can be capable of putting herself in these situations. She had a thing with
Jose Mourinho.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, and that was, if you don't want to be in the situation, don't.
Yeah.
Don't pick a fight.
No, 100%.
With that manager of all managers. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because now by the way, now Jose Mourinho probably has 30, 40 million devoted people in the world behind him. Cult, like, football's a cult.
I think
so be nicer to people is what you're saying. Like, you can, there is civility, and just be decent.
Yeah, not be nicer, but there is civility and there is a line.
There is a line. No, fair enough. Fair enough. I think it's an interesting position that you hold, and I think your mom can be very proud that you hold that philosophy as true, and I think it's what we should all be aiming for. I don't know if I'm jaded. I just think there are mean people. Like, I accept that as a part of the agreement.
Mom, I may have a beard, but I'm still a decent human being.
We can't tell. No, we can't tell. You can't see beneath that beard. It's hiding your soul. And those eyes of yours will change color all the time. We were just, it's like do you know who Grigory Rasputin is? Only too well. Anyway,
yes, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like Rasputin.
Why would you disrespect me like that and assume that I don't?
But you can educate us a bit more about Rasputin in the future. See, you can,
absolutely.
You can also do that.
Yeah, just not right now.
By the way, Rasputin, you can catch Blind History, a great episode on Rasputin. You can catch that on cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Grigory Rasputin.
I don't need to listen or watch that. I know all about it.
If anything, what you should do is listen to it and add what they missed out.
Exactly. Yeah. If anything, I should have been producing that show.
You should go to Gareth Cliff and say, Gareth, good try. Yeah. Here's what we're going to do. Give me the master of that,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna add my voice. So you and Anthony,
Yeah.
one of the CEOs of one of the biggest sort of companies in this country, you two jokers, you need to get out the way. I'm
Okay.
James Elsley.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've listened to the MKT show that you can get on cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, Gareth Cliff.
On your app.
Or wherever you get your podcast. You can actually listen to that show where I'm educating MKT.
I'll tell him on Tuesday when he's here.
No, you should do that. You should tell him, hey, nice to see you've been reading some books, pal.
Yeah.
Because you could also have like a tall guy contest with him. You know, you're tall, he's tall.
I think
he's got swag hair as well. So you guys could kind of go at it, just like, hey, tall guy who reads, I also read. I'm also tall. And then you guys could talk it out at your level, you know, or whatever altitude you guys are at.
I actually think he's taller than me.
I don't want to get into that. I don't really get into who's taller than who. That's your stuff that's your insecurities to sort out. See, these are kind of things. Talk a little bit of Rasputin, talk a little bit about who's taller than who, and sort of get into it, you know? It's a
free
duel.
association, because by bringing up the height thing, it actually shows that inside
Yeah.
I have an insecurity about not being the tallest person in the world.
Oh my God, it's not about the height. Oh my God. You weren't even lying on a couch.
I just want my career to go to new heights.
Oh my gosh, it's about your career. It's not about the actual physical. Oh my goodness.
Free association, man.
Jeez, James, you are so tall and so smart. Oh my gosh. Wow. This has been thrilling stuff.
Look, Michael Jackson
MJ.
levels of Thriller.
Listen, we're not going to have time to take a break.
Aren't we?
We're gonna have to just keep sort of going through, because we got into it there. Who knew? Rafa Benitez's wife. She'll she'll get us nattering, as they say.
I really wanted to get my water, but I see that it is we're not gonna have time.
No, we got to keep cracking on. There's people at home, you know, James.
My throat's dry, but we'll do it. We'll do it.
Oh, you're so brave, James. Oh my gosh, a round of applause there, James, for you being so brave, being in a studio in one of the nicest places in Africa.
Look,
and being able to hold on for another 22 minutes or 32 minutes without bottled water
I'm not saying
from
it's
the
easy.
Drakensberg Highlands.
I'm not saying it's easy by any stretch.
It's not for everyone, huh?
Yeah.
Unbelievable, James. You're such an inspiration. You, and I've told you, Gail's the job you want. Gail's who you want to be. You don't want to be Oprah. You want to be Gail.
Good old Gail.
Same lifestyle, no pressure.
Are we jumping into social media with James?
I thought maybe we should talk a little bit about the games from this weekend. Just give me your predictions. You know, Switzerland, Spain.
So that is part of social media with James.
All of the fixtures.
Yes.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, after having had another section where we were all educated, so some people might say, James is learning more than he's actually bringing to the table, but that's, you know, it's a different time. Teaching methods have evolved and changed, and that's good to be a part of. All right, ladies and gentlemen, he educated us earlier. He is now going to take us into the most reliable thing in the world called social media. It is called social media, James. Jimbo, what you got, pal?
I'm not going to play any music because I remember James Holland was annoyed by it.
Oh, not happy about it.
And he said he does have the bully comment coming today, so I'm trying to avoid that. I see it hasn't come through yet.
You don't want to get bullied.
Yeah, I'm just going to avoid that.
What we could do as well is just remind people. Do you want to remind people to click like, James? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Should I be an influencer?
Do what you got to do, pal.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's like? Comment, subscribe. What's it? Like?
Yeah, it's your channel.
Cool, let's do it again.
Cool. All right, cut. Let's get the lights right, please.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Quiet on set. For those of you that work in the douchebag film world, quiet on set, please. Lights, camera, action.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe to the MKT Show. We are live every day, 12 to 2, sometimes 2:30. Catch us then on YouTube.
Oh, man. So James is doing that. You ever seen when guys do the swag eyes? I don't really know how to describe it. Like, you know, like kind of from the 90s R&B singers where they do they lick the lips and then they do like the eyes where they kind of squinted and open the eyes and kind of go to the side. Yeah, there we go. People can't really see it, but it's enough to make a man vomit. All right, Jimbo, what we got in social media finishing this week strong?
let's finish.
Some good
this.
conversation there, by the way.
That was good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought for social media with James, and Euros is involved in this, and I was going to go into more detail for Euros. Okay,
Sure.
so this weekend's action attractions, because it's just packed,
And you're attracted to it.
chocked full with sport
And
things.
action, and you're attracted to it.
I'm attracted heavily.
Action attraction.
Action attractions.
Love it.
I don't know if that's TM'd by Supersport or not. If it is,
They're not the
sorry.
first people to say it, yeah.
Action attractions. So, this weekend we have Tour de France stages 7 and 8 on Saturday and Sunday.
Are German women allowed to come and watch that?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we've moved on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, stage 7 is tomorrow. Stage 8 is Sunday. Today is stage. I'm wrong. Stage 7 is today.
Okay.
Stage 8 is tomorrow. Stage 9 is on Sunday. So that is the Tour de France.
Any updates? Yellow jersey, the polka dot thing.
So currently the yellow jersey is held by Matteo van der Poel from the Netherlands. The green jersey is held by Mark Cavendish. The
Aussie bagger.
polka dot jersey.
Where's Cavendish from? He's from Australia or England?
I think he's English.
Okay, could be either.
Polka dot jersey is with Ede Schelling,
Okay.
also from the Netherlands. The white jersey for best young rider, if I'm not mistaken.
Can you still have white jersey, in this work age? It's a bit
I
risky.
think it might change soon.
It's a bit risky.
Mhm, mm.
What are they going to... The best you can do, eggshell jersey.
Grey.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, you don't want to give them that much. We'll meet you halfway. Eggshell.
Best young rider, white jersey, Tadej Pogacar. So there is that. Just as a means of educating more.
Yep.
Yellow jersey, overall leader. Green jersey is the fastest rider. And the polka dot is the fastest climber. Then you also have the best rider of the day. They get ow, I just cut myself. They get, ow, that was really sore. They get a red number. So their number will be red. Everybody else's will be white. A little bit colorist, if you ask me. And then the best team is currently Jumbo Visma from the Netherlands. They get a yellow number. So every member on their team gets a yellow number.
Is Froome in it this year? He's not. Still,
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, he's part of...
Team Sky.
No, he's part of UAE.
Oh, yes, he left.
Yeah, he's part of another team. United Arab Emirates. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I think that's owned by Sheikh Mansour,
Could be.
the Man City guy. Okay, so no Froome, huh? In the mix.
Currently not, no.
It's all over.
So that is Action Attractions Tour de France this weekend.
Did Froome catch the mix of the crash? What happened?
He was involved in both crashes. He was more hurt from the second crash, though.
Yeah.
That second crash was rough.
Hate to hear it. Well, what's he, Kenyan, huh?
Yes, sir.
I think
Alrighty.
he went to school in South Africa, though.
St. John's College.
Oof, that's the big rival there, James, huh? The big rival, St. John's. Much nicer school, let's be honest. Have you seen that castle?
Oh, dude, it looks so cool. I won't lie.
Get out of here. I used to live across the road there. I used to see it every single day.
In Houghton, huh?
Oh, that's not the point. I mean,
Sorry.
we all have to live somewhere.
So you've been pretentious your whole life, huh?
Why is that pretentious? What did I do?
Well, Houghton is... I mean, Nelson Mandela used to stay in Houghton. It's Houghton, bro.
So are you calling me a hero that freed the kind
By no means.
So you're associating me as somebody who was a part of the... I hear you. So great people live in the same place. But anyway, point is, St. John's much nicer school than St. Stithians. Much nicer. I mean, both.
It is. You are correct.
And both, let's be clear, put in the dust by another school, which I'm not going to say because people are going to say I'm biased.
Is it put in the dust by that school?
both,
Yeah.
both would be the garden cottage compared to the school I went to, but that's not the point.
Is it?
Yeah, the garden cottage. I mean, the garden cottage, to be quite frank. Just saying. Not that it matters. I mean, I've been out of school for 20 years, so I don't know why I'm still... But it's true.
Just by the way, Nelson Mandela's grandkids went to Saints. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, but that's why the family's gone to the dogs. Should have sent him to the Midlands. I mean, you've seen the family. Mandla Mandela's shooting everybody in Umtata.
Cool. So just to move on back to sports,
maybe send your kids to proper school. Patrice Motsepe, where did he send his kids? Now he's the president of the biggest club in Africa and flying. So
and sport.
Alrighty.
We spoke about it yesterday. This weekend, Springboks, Georgia. Very exciting stuff.
Yes, look, you call me Boca.
Tonight, 7 o'clock, Springboks, Georgia.
Oh, that's tough.
Very exciting stuff.
I'm not watching a second of that. The football's on.
Yeah, but someone gave you advice yesterday, phone and TV.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just saying. So accompanied with that action attraction, I have a couple of stats for the fixture of the Springboks versus Georgia.
Let's hear it.
This match this evening marks the second time these two teams meet. The first was in their pool match at the 2003 Rugby World Cup in Australia. The Springboks won 46-19. France Stain requires 9 more points to reach the milestone of 150 test points. Exciting stuff. Elton Yankees is 1 penalty goal short of his 50th for the Springboks. And should he achieve this feat, he will match Naas Botha in 5th place for the most career penalty goals.
Naas Botha.
Is it Naas Botha or Naas Botha?
Well, Naas for Alton.
No, we're just trying too hard.
Yeah, it's true.
The total test caps for the Springboks starting lineup is 550.
Which isn't a lot, by the way. It's a very inexperienced team there.
There are 236 caps in the back line, 314 amongst the forwards. And on the bench, there is 174. Match officials. The referee is Mike Adamson of Scotland. This will be the first test as a referee of a match involving South Africa and his second career test match.
Cool.
So, yeah, just a little bit of facts for tonight's game. I'm actually really excited, dude. I get so excited when the Springboks play.
Even if they're playing Georgia?
Dude, I get so excited.
I don't know. Maybe it's because rugby's been such a shambles in this country that I'm going to feel the gears, I think, for the tests. I'm not sure. Like the British and Irish Lions sort of dirt tracker stuff I might get into. But we'll see.
Sorry, I got something for when we end the show.
Let's hear it.
Are we ending the show now?
No.
Exactly. That's what I thought. The Euros, boys and girls.
That's a thing?
No, wait, actually, it's not a Euros. Let's do one more and then Euros. Okay. Formula One this weekend also. Very packed weekend. Practice happened earlier this morning. Practice 1. Practice 2 happening at 3 o'clock South African time.
Mm-hmm.
Practice 3 is happening tomorrow, 12 o'clock South African time. Qualifying is at 3 o'clock South African time tomorrow. And the race is on Sunday, 3 o'clock.
Formula One, a snorefest because they don't water the pitch and it's during the day and the cars are too quiet. But listen, we'll have Spike Ballantyne here on Monday to kind of wrap things up. Another thing, though, that is there anybody talking about the fact that it's at the Red Bull sort of racing circuit? Could be fixed. That's why Verstappen won last time. They may be putting a bit of oil where whenever Lewis drives by, just a dollop of oil there.
Look, I'm just saying, Lewis Hamilton only makes excuses when he's not winning, and I have started reading a couple of excuses from Lewis Hamilton.
If I was Red Bull, I would be using those sorts of aggressive tactics. The night before, send somebody, with sandpaper his tires. That's the kind of stuff I'd do. I'd get every edge. I mean, it's our home track, right? It is our home track.
Yeah, but most drivers have a home track.
No, but Mercedes
Lewis has one.
No, Mercedes doesn't have a Mercedes track. This is literally Red Bull circuit.
It's the Red Bull ring, but...
That's what I'm saying. Same owner. Like, literally the same owner.
Yeah, but I'm sure
the owners of Mercedes AMG don't own Silverstone, I'd imagine. Do you know what I'm saying? If I'm... I forget what his name is, because he is a firecracker, by the way. The Red Bull CEO and inventor.
Horner.
No, I'm talking about the actual company.
The actual dude.
I forget what his name is. He is electric, right? If I was him, I'd get aggressive. I'd be doing all sorts of stuff. I don't know. I'd put Lewis Hamilton's helmet. You know what I mean? I'd get in there, especially for the home track. You know what I mean? Maybe give who's the head of Mercedes maybe a little bit of food poisoning. Toto, a bit of food, and I like Toto, by the way. But food poisoning. I'd get into it for the home race.
I think you just need to breathe.
I'm just saying, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
That's terrifying. It's terrifying stuff.
I've said what I've said. You better hope I don't win imagine I win $100 billion. That's the kind of Formula One team we're going to have. I would have a Formula One team that is constantly on the brink of being suspended, but it's just the content's too good, so they can't suspend my team because it's, we're with a lead story on Sky Sports every day, and football's been put aside because now I sucker punched Toto Wolff in the press conference. Imagine that. Imagine that. That would happen as well. I'm all about content. I work in the content game. Do we want to sell this product or not? Myself, my spirit animal is Bernie Ecclestone. People hated Bernie, but I'm all Bernie all the time, dude. I love Bernie. Just it's a TV show. Let's make it exciting. Like I would, even if I wasn't like, and I don't think I'm this type of person, like uber. So like I really like my private life private, but just for the show, every single week I'm pitching up Hugh Hefner style, like different. This week it's blondes. This week it's like beautiful.
Are you gonna wear a robe too?
No, that's taking it too far. I'm in business. I'd wear my collared shirt for my team with the sponsors. What are you talking about? But every week I'm pitching up with ladies in bikinis, like Dan Bilzerian style, Like every week, it's a new row as well. Because especially in these woke times, just imagine what that's doing for content.
Woman on object.
Which is what I'm saying is that's what you got to do, and then that conversation starts. But Formula One's on the front pages, baby, and my team is everywhere, and our sponsors are delighted.
I think you're overthinking this.
Well, that's why you don't have an imaginary $100 billion.
It's true. It's true. That's why I'm poor imaginarily.
Yeah.
Imaginarily?
Oh, yeah. That's also another reason you can't imagine $100 billion.
Cool. Euros.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Exciting stuff. So, for Euros, what we're going to do is we are going to do the fixtures.
Now, you're South African, James. Are you saying Euros or Euros?
UEFA Euros.
Okay, because for those who don't understand the context internationally, is that Durbanites in particular, but South Africans will give it a, hey, what are you O's doing this tonight?
Tonight?
Yeah, what are you O's doing tonight? You O's want to start a mass for free drinks. Have you ever heard British people making fun of South Africans' accents?
Yes.
It's the best.
Oh, it's cringe.
What are you O's doing tonight?
It's cringe.
They're all right, though. We do sound a little bit like Neanderthals.
We do like to talk like this.
Like, it's just sometimes I don't know what to do with this chick, Like, I love her, but she drives me crazy, bro. Like, yeah, we sound like that. That's what we sound like. A lot of our people sound like that. So,
I hate our accent sometimes.
Why?
It's just so British.
That's like saying I hate my eyes. Like, this is what we've got. This is what we are. We should embrace it, dude.
It's just so.
Like what, the South African accent.
Yes, it's
just is it like too much of like?
I don't hate it. It's just a lot to take.
What, our accent?
Yeah.
What about the Australian accent?
How you doing, mate?
Rangaroo.
Didgeridoo.
That's an Australian woman. They sound like that.
Look at the kangaroo.
Walla walla bing bong, mate. Oh yeah.
Look at the palm trees.
Oh, it's a badger in the big blong bing bong.
Gotta go to Bondi Beach.
Oh mate. It's a ripper.
No,
what about that, dude?
That's New Zealand. A ripper.
They do ripper.
That's New Zealand.
Oh, it's a beauty.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
Try.
You have to kind of like speak like your mouth is closed.
Yeah, that's New Zealand, hey?
Yeah.
But the Aussies as well, it's just like kookaburra. It's merely born. It's what is it? It's welcome to the cricket.
Welcome to the cricket today.
But yeah, Bill Laurie though. Bill Laurie is still the greatest commentator of all time. Cricket guy, and tennis, by the way. Bill Laurie could kind of do it all. Absolutely brilliant. You know what the Australian accent was actually designed for? Prisoners, yes.
Okay.
But also sports that are like jam-packed. Rugby, best commentators. Swimming.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's running to the line. It's
Van
try
den-
time.
yeah.
It's try time.
Oh, Van den Hoogen Band. There goes the Flying Dutchman. It's another sensational performance by the 6'5" monster from Clogland. Sensational. Just a thing of beauty, a fish in water, poetry in motion. Van den Hoogen Band. Phelps in second. Shoeman, of course, from South Africa.
There was actually a boy in the in F1 they called Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Avocado.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Daniel Avocado.
That's awesome. But the Aussie accent's tough, dude. That's tough, and they don't know it. But I guess ours is tough for them as well. It's like, hurry up and finish what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, stop swallowing your words.
We're like, yeah, bro, we just have to head down to the beach,
Yeah.
bro.
Like, what are you doing, bro?
And they're like,
It's like, why are you saying that? I wasn't even there, bro.
and they're like, why are you taking so long to finish your sentence, mate?
Mate, I got a shark. I got a shark to wrangle, mate. Get on with it.
I gotta go get some chum, mate.
Oh my, mate, the surf, it is a ripper.
It's a ripper,
Me, Keitha. That's always like his hey, Keitha. Yeah, Stanislas. Lots of Greek people there, by the way.
Give me a bezza, mate.
Oh, mate, Colden.
Yeah, give me a bezza.
Go down the bing bong with the wong wong at the ruler wrong. That's what they sound like. They need to know that. But I can understand it. Our accent also sounds like we've just finished kindergarten. In terms of English, I think we are sort of kindergarten stuff.
So, fun fact, while we're making fun of all of these accents.
Yep.
New Zealand, South Africa, and Australia are the top 3 sexiest accents in the world.
You're joking.
I'm serious.
To who? The dead and the blind?
I'm
and the deaf?
serious. I remember also being shook because a big part of South Africa being so high on the list was the Afrikaans accent.
To who?
I don't know, bro.
Like, okay, sorry, but the Afrikaans accent and the sort of heavily black accented English, those two need to be put in a incinerator and never allowed out of anywhere.
In Pandora's box and then just
No. Pandora's box could be opened, as we know in the analogy.
I would know,
as you know only too well.
Sure,
you know, opening Pandora's box has
Yeah.
actually led to us abusing. As you know only too well, Rafa Benitez's wife is a victim of Pandora's box being opened.
Yes,
because
yes.
actually Pandora's box in the analogy should never have been opened because part of it was evil
Yes.
and all of these other. Because you were meant to just let out the good.
Yeah.
But the problem with Pandora,
Why are you repeating to me stuff I know?
some people don't know that the problem with Pandora's box is once you've opened it, you can't close it again.
That's a good
That
point.
was the problem with the. If you read the analogy, is that it's kind of like that looking back and turning to dust. See, that's the whole thing.
So what we need to do is we need to take those accents and put them in the bottom of the Marianas Trench. Just sink them into...
No, that's too high. Don't take the risk. Find a way to take them from whatever form an accent is in, make it a solid, so scientists surely can figure that out,
Good luck.
and then incinerate it. Throw it into, go to Fiji, right? Because they've still got active volcanoes, and throw it in there. And forevermore, they must be destroyed.
That works too. I think we actually have a request, an accent request
Oh, no.
to say a sentence.
Why? Do you? Okay, maybe you've got it. I don't have much more than what I just did.
So Senzo says, in an Aussie accent, Torpedo.
Yeah.
Ian Thorpe breaks the 200-meter world record once more.
Oh,
Okay, go.
I can't do it, but maybe I can just do a torpedo. Torpedo in general, Ian Thorpe, the great hype from Australia. You go up against Van den Hoogen Band. Lane 3, we got Shoeman from South Africa. He's been in incredible form, absolutely sensational form. He comes out, of course, Stellenbosch in the winelands of South Africa. Ian Thorpe now into sort of spreading the message of LGBTQI will go off in lane 1, and they're off. I can't do it. I don't think I can hold it.
LGBTQI.
Van den Hoogen Band. Yeah, that's Schumann.
It's Chill the Close.
Yeah, that Australian accent's tough. I mean, I could probably hold it if I got serious with it. Thor Peter.
I really just want to pretend I'm Australian on a night out.
Size 17, Ian Thorpe, by the way. Yeah, no, it's unfair. That was unfair. That was him. He had, what do you call them when you go snorkeling?
Flippers.
Yeah, those are flippers.
Do you know what Australians call slip-slops?
What do they call them again?
Thongs.
Thongs, yes, yeah. No, listen. But our accent, I get it.
Mate,
should be
we're
getting
going to the beach.
So you're
get your
saying what?
thongs.
South African accent is the sexiest in the world.
Yeah, well,
But who voted for that? And how long have they been dead?
New Zealand, South Africa, Australia, USA, and Canada.
Unbelievable. But I guess, hey, are there any other English countries in the world?
Yes.
Who? Like India? No, they've got like 200 languages.
England is an English
Didn't you say?
country.
No, you said UK there. There's only really 6-7 countries in the world.
No, I said New Zealand, South Africa,
Yeah.
Australia, Canada, and the US.
US, eh? So who are they leaving out there? No UK.
There's no UK. There's no...
That's tough. You know what's a beauty?
Oh.
Good-looking Scottish girl, and she's got the Scottish accent. Get out of here.
Nah, Australian accent.
Australian accent.
Mm.
Oh, you like it? I remember that's just because you're obsessed with Margot Robbie. And now you got a problem, James, because your girlfriend might listen to this and she's fully...
She already knows.
Oh, is that the one rule? I know
No, we don't have that, but she knows. She just knows.
if you ever met her, what would happen if Margot Robbie ever video called you? Just say so you knew someone who might know her, and then he organizes for Margot Robbie to... That would be awkward. Imagine your girlfriend sees Margot Robbie
Exactly. Imagine
video calling you.
Yeah.
What does that do to her?
Imagine we're at home watching Netflix and I randomly get a video call.
Yeah.
And it's like someone I know
Yeah.
is video calling me. And I'm like, okay, why are they video calling me? And then I answer and it's actually Margot Robbie.
What would happen?
Oh, I don't know, mate.
Because let me tell you something that I've learned. Women don't like it if you show affection to people that aren't them, especially if you're in a monogamous relationship. I'm just warning. Should this ever happen? Because what if one day you meet somebody who knows Margot Robbie and they organize that for you?
Well, you are so beautiful.
To me. It's good. You've done well to save yourself there, James. It's probably good that you didn't answer that. For the sake of your current relationship, which I hope is going great. How's that going, by the way?
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
Incredible.
Awesome. I'm happy for you. Relationship's a good thing. All right, let's crack on, Jimbo.
Euros, right?
Let's crack on.
So before we do the fixtures,
Oh, what are you doing? Australian accent?
I don't know why I did that. That was when I do the Australian accent, it takes me a while to
Come
not
out of
do it. Yeah.
Okay, you're not Australian. Come back to being a Afrikaans.
Okay. So the stats from the Euros currently.
Yeah.
Just a quick rundown of these. Goals. Top goal scoring team currently is Spain, followed by Italy and then Denmark. Possession, top team, Spain. That's my boys, 67.5%, followed by Germany and Italy. Passing accuracy, number one on the list is Germany, followed by France, and then, hey, look at that, Spain. Technically, Spain are first because those two teams aren't in the competition anymore.
James, you're supposed to report the news. You're not supposed to be the news.
Sorry, I apologize. I'm supposed to be unbiased.
Go ahead.
Am I just supposed to
Report the news. Yeah, don't be the news. See, the problem is you're being the news now. You're trying to infuse your...
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read this exactly how newsreaders read.
Excellent. Let's do it.
Cool.
Not a good start.
Not a good start at all.
Sally, I've never heard Sally Burdett going,
So total attempts, Italy with 87 in first place, Denmark 77 in second, and Spain with 68 in third. At the top of the tackles list, Germany with 69, Austria in second with 65, and Switzerland in third with 63. Balls recovered. Austria is number one on that list with 207. The Netherlands are second with 201. And Denmark are third with 187.
You know who never recovered their balls? Adolf Hitler. The great saying is Adolf Hitler had one ball, the other is in Albert Hall. Never recovered his balls.
Okay.
This is how news should be. They should be constantly giving feedback.
Moving on to the player stat. How am I doing so far with the whole news accent?
It's not great. You're just doing the end part where they do this inflection. You
And
just
then they do that.
Yeah, that's the only part you're getting right. But go ahead.
In terms of the players' stats, Ronaldo tops that list. 5 goals. That was a terrible start. We'll start off with the goals. Ronaldo's number 1 on that list with 5. In second place is Šek from the Czech Republic with 4. And Benzema in third with 4. Sorry, I was thinking of a joke. Try saying Czech Republic fast 3 times.
Oh, there we go. Now you're doing new stuff. That's a tantalizing tongue twister. That's very newsy.
Looking at the assists, Zuba from Switzerland with 4, Højbjerg from Denmark with 3, and Kulusevski from Sweden with 2. And lastly, top speed. Felt like this would be an interesting for our. That wasn't English. I'm trying too hard, aren't I?
Way too hard. You're a terrible newsreader. I want to. You know what? People don't like feedback during. We should be able to give people feedback during the thing they're doing. You're doing an awful job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So
not always. I mean, generally you're doing a great job, but right now at this, it's one of the worst. It's one of the worst things I've ever experienced.
Okay, let me change it up for top speed.
Just go back. Just normal oak with douchebag glasses and great hair.
Like I don't care about the world. Okay.
So yeah, just your normal self.
I was about to go. Let me characterize real quick and done. So top speed. First on the list is Spinazzola from
player.
Italy, 33.8 kilometers an hour.
He's a superb player. I can't believe he isn't playing serious football. He should be at a proper club. Listen, Chelsea need a left back, back up to. Although he needs to start. Where should he be? He should be at Man City.
Yes. No.
Yes.
Why do Man City need everyone?
Well, because they don't have a left back. They've got Zinchenko at left back.
No.
Who's having an unbelievable tournament.
He is, right.
Him and yes.
Good old Ukraine, huh? So this next player, I don't want to say his name.
Give it a whirl.
Actually, I do want to say his name, but I'm going to say it very carefully.
Okay.
He's from the Hungary.
The Hungary.
The Hungary. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
His name is Nego.
Okay. So sorry. Go ahead.
Nego is his name.
Okay.
He was also clocked at 33.8 kilometers an hour, which is actually faster than Kingsley Coman, who's in third for France, 33.7.
Yeah.
Which is actually also faster than Daniel James from Wales, who, as we all know, is blisteringly quick. He's only 5th on this list.
Yeah, but who cares in football about speed? It's all about sort of 5-yard burst. Once you're gone, you're gone.
True.
But yeah, nice to know.
Good stuff. On to the actual fixtures.
Yeah.
Right. So we have tonight part of our poll on Twitter.
Oh, we got a poll, by the way. You should go and
poll.
vote. Cliff C Sport. And give your thoughts on James's beard while you're at it.
Yeah, I'll do that. So tonight, Switzerland, Spain, 6 o'clock in St. Petersburg at the St. Petersburg Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts there.
Play there, no big deal, James.
No big deal. Being completely unbiased, my thoughts are Switzerland are going to give Spain a bit of a hard time, but I think Spain are going to walk away with the win.
Prediction? Score?
I'd say 3-1 to Spain.
3. So we'll remember these on Monday.
Yes.
3-1 to Spain. Okay, Belgium, Italy. What you got?
Belgium, Italy at the football arena in Munich. I'm gonna go with. Oh, this is a tough one, huh? Because none of these teams have really impressed. Let's go Italy. I think Italy are.
Okay, it's just okay. What are you thinking there, score-wise?
1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Italy. Okay. Czech Republic, Denmark. What you got there?
Czech Republic, Denmark, Saturday, July 3rd at the Baku Olympic Stadium. I'm gonna go with Denmark. Denmark are my boys, dude. That's my boys. I called it. I called them going through to the quarterfinals, and I'll call it again. Denmark, Czech Republic. I say 2-0 to the Danes.
Okay. And then Ukraine, England. It's Camino. It's coming. Football Camino. Bloody hell.
I'm gonna say England. 2-1.
Okay. So we'll remember all of these scores. You've gone 3-1 Spain, 1-0 Italy, 2-0 Denmark, and 2-1 England.
Yeah.
It's coming home.
Football's coming home.
All right, let's bring it home. Let's bring it home with the football comments and that.
Oh, sorry.
That was a new theme song I made up on the spot. I don't do a great British accent, I'll be honest with you. I do not.
No. You don't do a lot of good accents.
That's true. That's true.
Cool. Let's start from the bottom, shall we? Senzor says, James, do you know Negor is a black player from Hungary? Geez, I wouldn't like to have that name and be a part.
Imagine he was gay as well.
But that's the player I was talking about. That's his name.
I'm saying, imagine he was gay as well, living in Hungary. That's poor. That's poor for him. Because they do not like the gays there.
Oh, they don't?
No, that's in law.
That's the thing that Germany was upset about.
I'll be honest, I've been to Budapest. They don't have black people there either. So he would imagine he was black and gay.
Well,
but listen, can he shoot the ball from 30 meters and into the top corner?
Nobody knows. We do know he can run 33.8 kilometers.
Put him in the team. No worries. We'll worry about that other stuff later.
Senzor also says the Kiwi rugby commentators are the best when they talk about Dean Carter. Dean Carter beats 5 defenders, and you could hear them say, he was always going to school from there.
They are good.
Umbelelo G says, Jamie Carragher's voice is my go-to when I try and impersonate him.
Oh, no.
The Scouse accent? The boys in Jordan did really well.
And because it's awful, right? It's like a mix between the worst version of Northerner and Scottish, right?
Yes.
Jamie Carragher.
Yeah.
He was older. So if you'll often hear Gerard as well. Like, it's all in there, right?
Gerard also does like an introduction to what he says with a, I think we did.
The Scouse accent's painful. Like the Scouse fan channel is the only channel I can't watch. I cannot tolerate.
I do find the Liverpool
painful.
accent
It's painful.
hard.
It's painful. But hey, shout out to Mbulelo G.
It's the boy. Senzor says Irish accent is the best. That's one accent I can't do, huh?
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's a tough one. But they're good for commentary as well. And so is the Scottish one.
Senzor says brilliant. We did brilliant commentary. He says you did brilliant commentary. Screw me.
Yeah, you were terrible, dude.
Kutle says Irish rugby commentary is also pretty good.
It is very good. It is very, very good.
Balelo G says James doing the Australian accent is the content I signed up for. Thanks, mate. Good Lord. Dietrich?
Oh, yes.
Martin shit.
Yes. Yeah, that's his name. He is a fire. I love that guy. He's such a firecracker.
Is the owner of Red Bull. Ha 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 ha.
No,
what a legend.
He is an absolute legend.
That's why Christian Horner thinks he is cool, because he works for that guy. Lols. Umbelelo G says, guys, is the Copa America marketing that bad that no one is talking about?
It's the worst. It's that and Serie A is the worst marketing in the world.
You don't hear anything.
You got Cristiano Ronaldo, and I never hear about Serie A. Like never, globally. Never. You got Cristiano Ronaldo. Shocking. Yeah, no. Listen.
And the Copa America is at the same stages as the Euros now. They're at the quarters.
It's so sad. Just everything there's chaos. AFCON's pretty bad as well. They never marketed well.
I hear more about AFCON than I do about...
Because we're in Africa.
Yeah,
it should be like... I never hear like on the fan channels.
Yeah.
Like the fans. Football fans should know about AFCON. A lot of the players are in South America and... You know what I mean?
And a lot of the big players, dude, that play in Europe are from Africa.
Yeah, and South America. Like, why am I hearing nothing about it? Like, I'm constantly scrolling for football, right? I've heard nothing about Copa America. Like, not a single thing in any of my... And I don't follow specific people. I follow every sports topic you can imagine.
I saw one graphic, I think last night or the night before, and that's the only reason I know that they're in the quarterfinals.
Sensational. So yeah, well said. I have to agree there.
Mbulelo G says the Proteas were put in a spliff
In a spliff.
last night. Isn't a spliff a...
Yeah, so James, that's not actually rolling them up like weed. It's it's colloquial street talk for going, yeah, you really got rammed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, yep. Mark, Senzo says Mark Cavendish is from the Isle of Man, so he is British.
Great party place, that, by the way.
Brother Tristan, the possible favorite Ilsley, says...
Certainly the favorite Ilsley.
Possible. James needs to take notes from Leanne on the like, share, and subscribe part of the show. She does it much better.
Wow. Some rough feedback there, James. It's been a tough 2 days for you.
It has. Yesterday's show was brutal.
Yeah, because that was bad. So your like, share, subscribe thing, awful. Your news reading segment, maybe the worst segment we've ever done on this show.
I thought that was pretty good.
I mean, I thought I'd be attractive to Scarlett Johansson. You know, our thoughts aren't always the truth.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Sensor says, yes, James, I agree with you there. There are certain lines you don't cross with regards to your interactions with other human beings. Basic humanity 101.
1000%.
Nice to see people agreeing with me in the comments.
So turning it around. It was smart of you to actually read from the bottom of the message.
It's called a rebranding. Sensor says, people are mean and miserable. You have to be thick-skinned.
You do. Especially the more successful you get in life, you got to be thick-skinned.
Sensor also says, I feel rocks for people who are rich beyond their belief and still think they are victims. I mean, you said it best. I have nothing to add to that.
You said it best when you say nothing at all. It's my boy Ronan Keating.
Dee, 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 dee.
Yeah, I think you missed the key. You're off key there, but I think.
What's that other song he does? Oh, it's the same song. He's like, it's not time to make a change. Just relax. Take it easy.
Ronan Keating.
That's your fault. Anyway, I used to sing that on SingStar.
Ronan Keating. All-time Irish heartthrob. Fantastic. Looks a little bit like Ewan McGregor in a weird way.
Kind of, huh?
Yeah.
Right?
Ewan McGregor needs to get off his motorbike. It's dangerous. He's old now. I love Ewan McGregor.
He had the high ground.
He also did, hey, Trainspotting 2 is the biggest disaster in the history of mankind. I knew it. I said I wouldn't watch it. If you were born in my era, Trainspotting, all-time film.
Is it just a...
No, it's like Anchorman should have never had a sequel, you know? It's like Ted should never have had a sequel.
So what you're saying is it's a real train smash.
Trainspotting, train smash.
It's a train smash.
Okay. I mean, I don't get it. The analogy doesn't work. The movie's about drugs. No, I know. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Train smash. But, yeah, you could probably... Yeah, you could have gone with somebody forgot their lines or whatever. Or, with a drug pun. That would have worked. You obviously haven't seen the movie.
But train smash...
I got it.
Train spot. It's in the name.
Yeah. I mean, I thought we were going to do something cerebral there, but okay.
Valelo G says, British media can mislead people a lot. I might believe that it's coming home when they actually reach the
Amen.
final.
Amen, brother. Amen. I hear you there. I don't think it's coming home, but I think they might lose. I think they might lose to the Ukraine. That team's good, dude.
Stefan.
Stephen? Could be.
Or Stephen. Wants to know, can you confirm that it is coming home?
Well, Stephen, I've gone upstairs. All right.
Are you Chris Kamara?
I've gone VAR. They can't say the R of the British.
No.
You ever heard the British? There's the R.
Oh.
Yeah, VAR.
VAR.
You invented the language. Why can't you say TH? Southampton. It's Southampton. You invented the language. You put the tricks in it. Why can't they say the Southampton? Things. You invented the language.
Things.
Well, why is it... If it's tricky for them, how the bloody hell do they think we're going to learn it?
Football.
Nothing. Damia Kipper. What? You invented... Okay, well, Damia Kipper is a pretty... I mean, I do like Cockney rhyming slang. So up the old apples and pears. If you know, you're right. But
I need a pint. They don't say the full word pint.
that was more you've mixed Australian, New Zealander, and English there, and I like that.
My English accents are very questionable.
Because you're Afrikaans.
Afrikaans, New Zealand, American.
No, terrible. You do terrible accents, terrible news reading. You're going to have to work on those. But the nice thing is you can work on it, right? So Stephen Brooks, absolutely not. It is not coming home. Yeah, I mean, what else do I say? Because Gareth Southgate isn't going to play Grealish again.
Because he's a moron. Shimmy says, Rafa Benitez's wife will probably thrive off this. She literally started a public spat with Jose Mourinho. So she clearly loves the attention.
Listen, just don't get into that world if you don't want that kind of feedback. But yeah, she did, and then he told her. I don't know if you know, Mourinho's famous reply was, "She should stop worrying about me and start worrying about her husband's diet."
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Jose Mourinho in a press conference. Yeah, that's where. Yep. Yeah, no, Mourinho is not the guy you want to get into that whole thing.
That's my boy, dude.
Jose.
That's my boy, dude.
I can't believe our Liverpool fans, you've turned on Rafa Benitez. He won your Champions League and you're backing Jose in this public spat. But it's just like so quick. Guys have turned on him. Wow, James. Loyalty, not a thing to you, huh?
And clearly not to Rafa Benitez, bro.
Wow. Okay. No, you're not. It's too soon. I've addressed this too soon. It's kind of like asking somebody to go to counseling after they've just signed the divorce papers. Yeah.
Babe, we need marriage counseling.
No. No. Too late. You're already getting divorced, and I meet you at the court, and I say, "Hey, we're going straight to the therapist." It's too raw. I need to let you go home. James, do you ever, when you obviously had your heart broken or whatever?
Once or twice.
Do you do the do you do the crying? Do you go home, get under the blanket? And like you don't bath for like 3 days and lie on the couch.
Ew, dude, no.
Yeah, no, I know people who do this. Like they just don't move off the couch for like
gross,
3 days, and they're just eating food, and there's like 6 plates, and then people phone, and they're just like, "How are you doing?" And you got to pretend you're more sad than you actually are. Just I don't know how I'm gonna carry on. Like, are you that kind of? You strike me as that type of guy. Like we're gonna have to come to your house to make sure you're okay, kind of thing.
No, I'm really sad. But it's all inside.
So what do you do? Just go out for drinks with the boys? Do you like people around you, or do you sulk at home in the fetal position in the shower?
I like being at home, but I wouldn't. I prefer being at home, but I wouldn't complain about going out.
With the lads. Get in there, Jimbo. Hey, we got to help our boy up.
Yeah. And then like the boys are like, yeah, let's do it, son. And
ideally, don't break up with your girlfriend.
Exactly.
But the world's not ideal. So, keep your head on a swivel.
It's not like that milk.
Yes, I see what you've done.
I'll leave you with that one.
No, very good.
You'll get that on the ride home.
Very good. I do like what you've done there. But
Ideal milk, in case nobody got it. Sorry.
All right.
It's called Ideal Milk.
No, sure. Ideal milk. All right, let's move on. What else we got?
I can see the pain in your eyes.
Unbelievable.
Senzo says, football is personal, like you're properly invested in your team. They even spoil your weekend. If your boys don't perform, it hurts.
Sure.
Senzo also says, you're going to say some questionable things to her. If you see her and you're in that state, it's a one-way ticket to hell.
It is. It is. When do you know what I've never understood? And again, the world's not ideal because I'm perfect, because I've not been in this situation. Maybe it's why I've only dated foreign girls. I think somewhere, if somebody had introduced me to you, James, and actually used the treatment method of free association, they would have delved into my subconscious and realized that I don't want to date South African because I don't ever want to have to see my ex. Maybe that's actually what's happening. You know what I mean? Because I know the breakup's going to happen eventually, because I can be a miserable sod. I'm very rigid. So when we break up, I don't want to see her. You know what? Date someone in a different country.
Joburg's a small place, bro.
Yeah. Listen, I've been under some serious pressure recently. I know it.
I'm not going to ask questions.
Yeah. Best you don't.
Kufle says, betrayal is a part of life. Tevez went to City. My mate brought my ex to the matric dance.
What?
Whoa.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Wait. Gutle, we are not ending this show. How long before? Oh my God.
I hope he's still with us.
So hectic. I love how he threw the Tevez to Man City thing in with his story. Just like
he was like, in case you forgot, Tevez Man City also.
Yeah. But while we're at it, let me tell you, it actually happened to. Okay, now here's the important question that we all need to know. How long did you date the girl, right? And how long before the matric dance did you break up with the girl? Because that makes it worse, right?
Also, no, that's a dumb question. I was going to say, did your mate know the girl?
Oh, well, no, they're in school for sure. And he said his best mate, I think.
No, he just said my mate. Brought
my ex to the matric dance. Holy smokes.
Sure.
And you know when you're 18, you can't ration. I mean, when you're 25, you can't rationalize stuff, right?
How do you rationalize that, bro?
Okay, Gutle, those are the two questions. How long did you go out with her? And how long before the matric dance did you break up with her? Because that makes it, imagine if it's like a week before. Or like a month, even a month before. When do you generally ask a girl? Like 3 months before, hey?
Yeah.
No, because you got to get, it's important. A lot of people make this mistake is I'll just wait and they're trying to be too cool. You better ask the girl because somebody's going to ask her and you want to get your pick of the best pick.
You have to ask them in January of your matric year.
Listen, I know we live in a personalities everything world right now. Looks matter. You got to ask the sort of, there's tiers, right? Even with us as guys, is we make this mistake. Girls choose guys. Guys often think, oh, we're in charge. Rubbish. Girls choose guys is what you got to do. Especially I remember that back then, we were lucky enough and unlucky enough to have a girls' school down the road, right? So matric dance competition is on because there's tier 1, tier 2, and whatever's left, right? And you better start early. You got to start sort of maybe even just before prelims. Get in the mix. Otherwise, what's going to be left? Unless you got a girlfriend.
Yeah, then you're fine.
And at 18, it is important who you're there with. I'm sorry, it's not about personality. Everyone's pretty much a douchebag at 18, right? Everyone is a douchebag at 18.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, like self-centered and blah, 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 you know? So, yeah, that's tough. That's tough for him. So even if it was 3 months before, that's brutal stuff. All right, what else we got, Paul?
Sensor says James is really hurt by this rougher thing. I got hit for 6 by Jose at Old Trafford, and I wasn't even that sad.
Yeah, that's true. You need to move on, James.
Everything hurts. Sensor also says, Mbalelo, you are the biggest bigot. Yeah, and then just a lot of laughing.
Okay. No, fair enough. I got it. That's stern but fair.
Mbalelo G says, Tevez went from United to City.
It's not quite the same. Tevez is pretty much known as a guy who he will leave. Like, you know, West Ham. He doesn't care where he goes. West Ham, Man United. It's not the same. I don't think any United fan kind of felt connected to Tevez. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo does that. Different conversation. Not even Ronaldo. It would be like Gary Neville. If Gary Neville had gone to Man City.
Oof.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's proper Manchester lad. Paul Scholes. Imagine Paul Scholes had gone to Man City. I feel like that's what Rafa going to Everton's like.
Yeah.
It's not like Tevez he's rogue. He's played for Juventus. You know what I mean? He's been everywhere. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Now, Tevez goes from Boca and goes to River Plate. We got a conversation. And anyway, in there, that doesn't happen because the fans there have, you know, they deal with people. We know. Yeah.
Violence.
If you know, you know.
Where were we? Right. Nico wants to know, do you wear contacts when you run?
I don't. I've got glasses, and my sunglasses are prescription for when there's sun. So no, I don't. I don't wear contacts anymore.
Nico also says, oh my goodness, those pathetic voices on 50-50.
Yes.
In the mix. Zapeta says, I need bars to be open for the 3 British and Irish Lions tests. Can't be watching that at home. I must be around other Neanderthals.
Too right. Hey, there's nothing like when the box play and we all get together, hey? Oaks bring their betties.
It's vibes.
Call the squad. Oaks, what time are we going? You know, my favorite is when it's a proper test, right? Whether we go to the stadium or a bar. Because, you know, nobody's going home after a box game.
No.
Let's be very clear. right, is we going out. The right call is to, all right, Oaks, let's hire a minibus. That's the way to do it, right? Is guys hire a minibus and just write that Saturday off, because we go to the bar at about what? Most bars you can't really book on Bok Day because they know it must be, like Air Jordans. You only release like 200 of them worldwide, and you see the ultimate savagery.
Yeah.
People are just elbow dropping each other for seats at a pub. That's the way to do it. Write that Saturday off, because lads, we're meeting at Stephanie's house at 12:30 because her dad actually owns the minibus or whatever. You know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that annoying thing, and then Craig's always late, and James is fighting with his girlfriend. Now, no, guys, we actually, like, Miles fighting with, I don't know, Bonky or whatever. Okay? So we're not actually going to come because it's just going to cause drama. We're going to drive. I'll see you guys there. We'll just, do you know that? Where couples are fighting or whatever.
Yeah.
It's always a nightmare. I don't get in that world. Thank God for Uber. Oh my God.
Uber.
Yeah.
Vibes.
But I'm definitely with Zapeta there. Has Gutle maybe replied or not? Maybe has he decided our show's terrible and he's moved on?
He said that they dated for 1 year, and then 8 months later they went to the Matric Dance.
Oh my God.
And then he said he was struggling.
Bro, here's the worst part. I would imagine it sounds like his mate didn't tell him. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're a mate, if I'm your mate, James, and I'm bringing your ex, it's going to be a situation.
A little bit.
So, oh my God. I have to tell you that. Like, dude, you'd broken up with her. You can actually come up with a story. Because what it tells you is he had eyes on her for evs.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Like, tell the guy. So, like as much as you... Oh my
Sorry,
God.
buddy.
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. That happens with me. And at 18, we're having a fight at that Matric Dance. No, we are having... I guarantee you've had that happen to me. I don't care who it is. We are having a fight. We are having a fight. It is going down that night. Our friendships are obviously already over with that kind of stuff.
Are you throwing hands? Huh?
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, so I didn't drink in school, but it's still that it's going down. It is going down, and there's going to be blood in the water. Your blood in that water. It's the swimming pool. I've thrown you in there. Is he murdered? I don't know. I don't care. He's passed out in the pool. I don't know what happened.
And on that note, that is social media with Jim.
All right, Jimbo, give us some outro music. Ladies and gentlemen, Friday, month 7, day 2. The year is 2021 after Jesus did his second death. It feels good to be alive. I'm alive. How about live Jesus? Some might say. He was only 33. I'm 35. I don't know what the fuss is. 2 books, or 2 parts to a book. A great book. A thrilling book. Literally a thriller. Great stories. Frogs. Famine. Disease. Lepers. But ultimately, commandments. People need rules. Let's all get along, people. It is lockdown. It's not easy. But I hope this mental vacation you get to kind of listen to, and I hope you enjoy it between me and the worst newsreader in the world. The third favorite son and his family. Jimbo, appreciate you, my brother. Another week in the bag. I look forward to Euros this weekend. What are you up to this weekend, pal?
Not an awful lot. It's lockdown, so just chilling.
Invite the lady over, or she must just stay where she stays because she works?
Different provinces. Gauteng's closed currently.
Oh, she lives, yes, it's a different province, hey?
Yeah.
You need a certificate to travel. Listen, if I was her, I'd apply to say, hey, I do have a job to do. It's called Dating James. That's a full-time gig.
It is a full-time job.
That's a full-time gig. Should come with benefits. What are the benefits? None.
Medical aid.
None. I get no benefits. If anything, I'm just being bled dry because I have to pick him up and drop him off at his house, and I live miles away.
Medical aid.
I would if I was her. All right, Jimbo, enjoy being on your own.
Have a nice weekend.
Yeah. Have a nice weekend.
Because nice butter.
Oh, mate. We're going to play it out with a little bit of Aussie accent in lane 1.
Yeah, do
Van den Hoogen Band. Lane 2, Skooman. Lane 3, The Weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, from me, Bill Murray, it is The Weekend. My name's MKT, and we are the hell Walla Walla Bing Bong out of here.